And I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing. The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching? I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it. It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public. The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans. I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh. It's like 150 hugs. You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people went away. Car said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirt. That was this should show you his character. Was that the reason for including it? Yeah, I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape. How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform? What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester, like maybe you'll come play with me, type of thing, right? And it's not personal. I think it's important to also let people know that the show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. We weren't trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details, you know, that the real goal was to storytell. And not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project. The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who were speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as 2 people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. Cassie, is she a victim in all this? I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in she's like 18, like 19 years old. In the very beginning, after a while, over time, conditioned for it. The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that courtroom? Do you think that hip hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was? No. Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior. If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel? Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. Because you'll see people saying that, man, he might feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but he knows the truth. I think he'll see the truth in it.
Wow, that was some finish right there. Thank you, Robin, for that.
Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog, and this is Raw Dope Podcast Vlog, and I'm your host, Ham 5000. And in my famous words that I like to say to y'all, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. 50 Cent is on a chopping blocks today, and yes, he is. And before I start this, I'm a big 50 Cent fan. Straight up, man. We used to get the G Unit CDs, all of the above. But that Netflix joint that he dropped on Diddy, man, I can't fuck with a dude like 50 no more. Excuse my language. But I can't mess with him. Bro, you made a documentary, right? And you acting like you're holding trial, like you're a judge. So I say, you know what? When I get up this morning, I'm going to dive into this. I'm going to get into this, man. I'm going to get into this because why are you going so hard about another man, what he doing in the bedroom? And he was not convicted of the bigger charges. But when you make this documentary, I had to sit back and I said, why are you doing this, bro? The man serving 50 months in jail. Listen, they say you innocent until proven guilty, right? That's a fact. And then they say once you proven guilty, you are going to pay your debt back to society. Correct? He was not on trial for domestic violence. He was on trial for racketeering and some type of, sex offenses. True indeed. Now, with that being said, he was found guilty. He's under the Mann Act. 50 Cent, any man that you know in the world have brought some PUSSY. But anyway, Puff had a relationship with 50 Cent baby mother. This is a retaliation because of the way that 50 baby mother was being treated. And in a sense, if you came out to the public and said, man, amongst his charade, he had my son mother involved and I don't like him. But you're making it seem like, hey, I'm not letting him get away with. What are you not letting Puff get away with? You know what I mean? I don't understand this, 50. This was like a real bad move 50 Cent behalf. Netflix didn't put it out. Netflix had a deal with Puff. Puff wanted to create a control, as he should. When I'm telling my story, and the deal didn't go down. The cameraman, that's foul what they did. But I think motherfuckers gonna get sued because this is defamation of character. Because you got people giving their opinion after I got found not guilty. You got people giving the opinion after I got found not guilty. That's not fair. That's not fair, man. And 50 to be a black man, Diddy a black man. You don't like a lot of shit people do. That's true indeed. We don't like a lot of stuff that people do. But for another black man, a wealthy black man, to go and throw another black man under the bus to do those people work, you out of order, 50. I can't mess with it. And today, please hit that notification button. Please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like, leave a comment. You're just turned into a new goddamn channel. You just found the new channel, and I'm giving my opinion, bro. I got my own opinion, Doug, just like the other 9 billion people on earth. Got my own opinion, Doug. And I live in the United States of America, and I'm entitled to express that opinion. And this is my independent platform that I've been building on for the last 7 years. And we're going to get into this. Let's go. Because I can't even, episode 2 out. Like, bro, like people boxing, like everybody got the shit, bro. Like just to see some of this, man. Cause I really want to hear like what bro really saying, bro. Like I really do, bro, because I think this is. I mean, I can't believe this is tough. This is tough. Everybody's playing that clip from Gayle King. Then you sit down in front of Gayle King, bro, and get so prissy. Like why y'all ain't touched the Emmett Till story? Why nobody redid Rodney King's story? Why nobody doing Garrett Morgan's story? Why of the series or these documentaries are not being created by great people? Great people. Unjust things. Why you not reenacting Freddie Gray? Why nobody put Freddie Gray movie together? Why y'all don't put the documentaries together for our culture? Why do you continuously put documentaries to destroy the culture? And I'm not saying Puff. Hey, super violate that like button for me, y'all. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. I talk back. But if you are a person and you are, bro, I cannot understand why 50 did this. So Puff on his trial on the trial, 50 Cent baby mother found out that she was giving Puff more than she was giving 50. The other side of her. She was getting Puff brought the other side of out. Maybe 50 Cent was boring. Puff gave her what she wanted. And you want to say in defense of this, I'm going to get on TV and drop my name? And again, man, I love the guy 50. And, you know what I mean? Like 50, come on, bro. Entrepreneur, music, everything. You got to fuck with 50. You know what I mean? Especially the love that he showed to his mans. You know what I mean? But to see what 50 has become has devastated me, bro. It's devastating me. And I'm not saying I don't know neither one of them. But just for New York, like when 50 was doing the battling, you know what I'm saying? He's fucking with 50 because we're not from New York. I'm not from New York. But I can say honestly, you know, regardless of I liked the guy or not, and was a big fan of the guy, I can honestly tell you that he was part of the reason why New York got fucked up. You know what I mean? Because he was battling and beefing with everybody. But now, just the documentary on Puff is just different to me, man. Come on, man. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. And let's just go into this a little bit. Let me get my computer out. Let's dig into the crates and do the research of, you know, the Diddy and 50 Cent joint. Let's do it. Let's bring the MacBook out. Because I want to understand, we want to get into this and say, yo, why you do this? If anybody understand, why did you fucking do this, bro? That's what I gotta say. Let me get this on. 50 cents. This is different, bro. I want to hear what Tony Yayo got to say. Tag Yayo in the comment box, bro. If Diddy did a lot, can't be denied. Bro, thank you. My first comment in there, thank you. Diddy did a lot, he can't be denied. That's the truth. But Diddy was found not guilty. And his beef is with those women in the courts. What possessed, because you know what the industry does? The industry is so dirty, they'll have you doing stuff like what 50's doing and then bring your dirty closet out, right? And 50 said it the best in one of his raps. You shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house. And if you got a glass jaw, watch your mouth. With that being said, always the cold ice water. You got to squad up with that. But let me get this up there. What's the real reason behind this, y'all? What's the real reason behind this? My honest opinion. All right, let's go. I got the computer unlocked. Search bar. 50. Now, I know 50 Cent and Puff. We're going to go back to their beef. It came back when 50 signed Mace. And Puff didn't want to go do that and whatever. So that was the disliking right there back then. You know what I mean? And then 50 say Puff tried to take him shopping. Everybody said that Diddy was weird. You know what I mean? And he said he tried him. If a man try you, why you don't check it right then and there, 50? If a man tried you, right? Why didn't you handle it right then and there? He offered to take me shopping. If you felt as though the man offered to take you shopping and that was the pass, that was a pass at you, why didn't you deal with it right then and there? Why do you wait till to come around, bro? I don't get it. 50 Cent. 50 Cent versus Diddy. All right. We're just gonna do a full breakdown of this, please, man. Double tap. It's actually my anniversary. 7 years on YouTube, on my way to 10K. Can't be mad because you know y'all play games with this.
I'm saying this, and I'm saying this selflessly because you won't hear other people say this, because saying this puts in jeopardy of potentially any opportunity I could later have with Netflix. I think Netflix wanted this doc and commissioned this doc, but they wanted to be shiesty. I think they picked 50. Yes. And I think they knew that 50 was a good villain to have as the face.
That's what they did. They used them.
Because they wanted to do shiesty shit.
Yep.
What you're going to see is that there's a trailer of this Diddy documentary, which is
they on episode 2.
His own video footage of days and weeks leading up to. So
what I want to know is what's really a problem is who was the cameraman that gave up that footage, and why didn't Diddy lawyers and team protect that footage? You know, that's also a problem. But one thing about y'all gotta remember, I take you back to I think it was the end of the 1900s, early 2000s. A movie came out called Enemy of State with Will Smith in it. The whole fucking world is on camera. That's what I believe. That's what I know. That's why I don't even get. The whole world is on camera. So with the whole world being on camera, everything is recorded. But how did Puff let the people that deliberately recorded that? Because like I'm trying to tell y'all, Puffy was going to bring out a documentary. You know what I mean? He was going to bring out his thing. After he went to jail or whatever, they just didn't do it. It's just like, you didn't win. I mean, you won, but you didn't win like you're supposed to win. We're not putting that out there. Everybody understood that. So Diddy already had a deal with Netflix, but he wanted creative control over his product. And they said no. And like I said, Netflix wanted to play dirty, and they got 50 Cent to be a villain. And that's what this whole live is about. 50. Why would you take the hit? If you were going to do something, do it on your own. Do it on your own. Do it on your own, bro. Do it on your own, bro. But I think where I'm from is they teach you. You never check the pimp, you check the hoe. That's the game. Everybody know that. That's the game. 50 Cent is angry at this man because of the baby mother situation. And you got some dudes out here could be like, hey, defending this baby mother. But all I'm saying is 50. Make it about that. Tell the world. Tell the world why you're doing this. Tell the world why you're doing this. Just tell us the real reason, not the scripted reason. You know what I mean? For real. I don't think motherfuckers want to fuck with him after this. Let me see. This was the first one. Hold up, y'all. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment.
Series about Sean Diddy Combs is making headlines for its never-before-seen footage of the music.
Yo, y'all gotta see the footage. I'm watching it. It's different.
Now, Combs is threatening legal action against the streamer for airing the unauthorized footage. Behind the series is Combs' longtime rap rival 50 Cent and director Alexandria Stapleton, who sat down with NBC News' Chloe Malas ahead of tonight's release.
Tonight, Netflix releasing never-before-seen video of Sean Diddy Combs filmed days before
This
his
is
arrest
tough, bro.
on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering in 2024. The footage is part of a 4-part docuseries, Sean Combs: The Reckoning, premiering Tuesday. Behind the rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and director Stapleton. How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
The recording gives viewers an intimate look at Combs' mindset ahead of his criminal trial, even conversations with his legal team. Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that.
So this was cruddy, bro. This was cruddy.
Perhaps. What was he intending to use it for?
Lucky that documentary ain't come out before the trial. My man, Rob, that you absolutely right.
I mean,
You absolutely right.
Films himself doing everything, and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the scenes with him.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News today, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece, and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix. Netflix referring NBC News to a statement from Stapleton in which she said they lawfully obtained the footage. After a nearly 8-week trial, Combs was acquitted of the more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, and sentenced to 50 months in federal prison for 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs' team going on to slam Netflix for partnering with 50 Cent, who they say has been his longtime public adversary, something the Grammy winner denied, citing his own casting choices in his popular Stars franchise, Power.
One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Nothing, bro.
The things that you
it's
post
just called
on Instagram,
support.
because of the
look at this, and let's stop for a second and do say
if you don't hit the like button, what do I get?
Enough to hire his kids, and we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that is chronicled.
So let me rewind that. 50 said it's nothing personal. Man, shit. How we gonna take it personal?
That you really hate Sean Combs. Because of the things that you post on Instagram, because of the
look at this, and let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids, and we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that has chronicled Combs' rise and fall, but Stapleton says theirs is different.
There's a lot
of new information. No one had ever really put it together like that before.
For 50 Cent, he says he feels a sense of obligation.
Well, if I didn't say anything, you could assume that all of hip hop culture is comfortable with his actions.
Like, that's the part.
Joins us now in studio.
Let me pause that for Chloe. That's what I don't understand. Hip hop culture don't got nothing to do with that. Nobody got, that's his personal business. Like, I don't understand this. Like, that's that man personal business. Now, in hip hop, we roast each other. Comedians roast each other. This is the type of sport that we playing, bro. No, hell no, hell no. Like anything dealing with women and children and shit like that, bro. Like, hell no, bro. Like, hell no. I already got a big enough battle that I'm fighting, bro. And you adding fuel to the fire. That's not hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That's not hip hop, bro. Like, I'll let them people deal with that. I'm rich. 50 Cent is very rich. Like, I don't know, bro. This, I'm confused, bro. I don't respect the move, 50. I just don't, bro. I just don't respect the move. What are you gonna gain out of this? Some money, of course. Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. And y'all Australia, and bro, this is hilarious. 50 ain't letting Diddy slide on nothing. Yo, Australia in the building. 50's wrong. 50's wrong, man. 50 wrong for this one, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a 50 Cent fan. Uncle Murder, yo, I fucks with them niggas, bro. All 50 moves forever. You never heard me on my show podcast 7 years ever saying anything about 50. You get what I'm saying? I fuck with 50, bro. Who don't, bro? But this one right here, 50, I don't fuck with this. Like, I really don't. In no means necessary. Like, bro, whoever is a rival or not, I feel like that's digging too deep, bro. Like, that's beyond that. And you, in the way that you putting it out on TV, that ain't no. I always respect 50 as one of those industry guys that was solid. Like, that's not no solid shit, bro. This is literally over him engaging with your son mother, bro. That's what I believe. It's my own opinion, bro. I could be wrong, but this is my own opinion. I believe that 80% of the 49 people in here believe that, bro. This is far-fetched, bro. When you found out all that shit that he was doing with your baby mother, bro, that made you mad, bro, to the point of no return, meaning that all the gloves was off, bro. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Diddy never got to see that woman again. You got to see that woman again. That bothers you, bro. And it will bother me. It will bother me. It will bother me as a man. Any man, it will bother. I get it. But that's not the way I would have displayed it. And he says, hey, we never did anything to each other. And I hired his kids. The kids don't got nothing to do with it. They good actors. And you're correct. You didn't have to hire them. But business is business. You know what I'm saying? That's the 50 Cent that we know. I don't fuck with your father. But if you audition for this part, you can get it. That's just business. I respect that. But this shit that 50's doing now is out of order, bro. This is over a female, bro. You know what I mean? This is over a female. I know, man. My girl tried to change it yesterday. I got to get it. This is literally over a female, though, bro. My bad for the chirping. But this is literally over a female, bro. This is literally over the female, bro. And one thing for sure and two things for certain. When somebody's incarcerated and they down bad, and regardless of what y'all got going on, bro, you just don't kick them while you down, bro. Kick them when he up. The kick feel much better. You know what I'm saying? The kick feel much better. I'm a fan, yo. Like I said, once again, I'm a Diddy fan. I'm a fucking 50 Cent fan. I don't know neither one of them personally. I'm from Baltimore. They from New York. But I grew up fucking with 50 heavy. I grew up fucking with P. Diddy and the fam, from the Biggies to the Craig Matts to the Loons to the Black Raws to the goddamn 112 to the you know what I mean? Everything Diddy was doing, bro. Nigga, fuck the way he's a great producer, bro. So I don't have nothing to do. So when this trial came about, ever since I was little, you was hearing about Diddy parties and Diddy supposed to be a wild boy. Cool. You heard that about a lot of people. So at the end of the day, gain a lot of, when you getting that type of money and you in the industry, yo, you tend to step on a lot of people to get to the top. You tend to let the money get the best of you. Man may be guilty of all that. He guilty of all that, but he's in jail. 12 jurors, so they peers, because for y'all that vote and live by the world, they say you're innocent until proved guilty. You have the right to be judged by 12 of your peers. Once your 12 peers judge you guilty or not guilty, that's it. That the gavel has been hit. Okay. This new Netflix flick is just like, oh man. It's just like, hey, he down, he in jail, he can't defend himself. We can't really hear his voice. And if he do anything stupid, he'll get to put out the program. It won't come home to 2028. So let's just kick him. And I'm feeling like, hold up, bro. Nah. And you say y'all ain't do nothing to each other. How often do y'all run across each other? You know, y'all rich, y'all flying across the United States. You get what I'm saying? Y'all flying. You don't go to every award show. They don't go to every award show. But I'm quite sure y'all, just like with these little rapper gang wars, the leaders of the tribe never get nothing done to them. It's the entourages. Y'all entourages to beef and made the best entourage win. I think Diddy got a serious problem with 50, bro. I think this is 50 trolling has went beyond trolling. 50 kind of like it hurt the community, bro. Because if you feel this way about this man, you saying it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everybody getting a kick out of 50 Funny, still fucking with Puff. Like he never let the Ja Rule beef go. All that shit cool. But man, teaming up with that culture that owns Netflix to crucify the brother that has so much rich hip hop legacy, yo, to me is a fucked up. This is messed up. You know what I mean? Hey, and then he said, look at him when he said that. Now, let's be honest. You're a celebrity and you shake 200 people's hands. Women play with themselves, dudes beat off, people put their hand in their file, people put boogies out their nose. What is wrong with that? It was funny, but I'm like, yo, I'm in a company of my own, you know, people, and they recording it. Like, we would have edited that out because that's bad for the fans. But people are nasty. People don't bathe and people don't take care of themselves. I didn't see nothing wrong in what he said. I think it's some joking shit. You know what I mean? I don't really see it. Like, come on, bro. 50 Cent is a good old boy now. Hey, that's what it is. 50 Cent has just walked all the years he fought it, all the years he denied it, and all the years we second guessed it. We know he one of them now, bro. We know he's a gatekeeper. He's a true gatekeeper. He has officially declared himself as a true culture vulture. Because I cannot stop saying it over and over again. Anything personal I had with that man, I would deal with that man, but that man is locked up. So I'm not about to be leaning. I'm not about to be ignorant. I'm not about to doing nothing. You get him? So I had a big argument with my brother and he said some shit that it's still bothering me to this day. You know what I mean? That I shouldn't have said, but that's how it is. You know what I mean? It got out of control. I wouldn't put a doc service out of him. I wouldn't even go tell people. You know what I'm saying? That was an isolated situation. You know what I mean? We had an argument, but 50, man, he out of order. Man, I don't even know what you talking about, bro. A 50 with a white man, all this t-shirt. Yeah, I seen that joint. Hell, bro, you gone out the joint. I ain't talking about 50 like it's 96. You know what I mean? That's what the whole thing. You know what I mean? So I sometimes when I read those comments, it get me sidetracked, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. These niggas just be talking, bro. You feel me? I think some help came. Like, where my mom squad at? But anyway, so with that being said, before I got interrupted by the troll, sometimes, bro, I notice one thing about on here, bro. You gotta get on here sometimes, and I like to engage. Sometimes you just can't even read the comments. Get you sidetracked. So what I'm saying is, 50 is a true good old boy, like they said in the comments. All of the above. I feel like this is over a female, and I feel like, like I said, I bump heads with dudes and argue over the phone all the time. I wouldn't go and put them, you know what I mean, in that situation. Like, yo, my beef with you, yo, you locked up right now. You on a slave plantation, bro. You got your freedom taken. As rich as you is, your freedom took it. Anything I gotta say to you, bro, be coming down to 2028. I'm not gonna do it behind your back when you can't defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Man in a situation he can't defend himself. And I just don't think that's no gangster shit. I just don't think it's no gangster shit at all. You know what I mean? I don't at all. I don't at all. I don't think it's no gangster shit at all. Real shit. And I think it's fucked up what he did. Let's play that. Let's get back to it.
So there's a lot more of this never before seen
Like this video, y'all.
of Combs having really private conversations with his legal team, and you really got a sense of his mindset ahead of his criminal trial, which is really fascinating for me because he
I'm
never
gonna play
did
a
these
little bit of the
sit-down
Netflix
interviews
joint.
ahead of the trial. So you finally get to see what his strategy was and how worried he was. But clearly, perhaps he didn't think that he was going to go to prison because he's filming this documentary. And you're also going to hear from Aubrey O'Day. She was in the girl band Danity Kane as part of making the band. She has an explosive allegation against Combs. And then there's quite a bit that focuses on the murders of Biggie and Tupac, and people from Combs's inner circle raising a lot of questions.
Like, see this?
People are going to also have a lot to say about that.
All right, Chloe Molosky, look forward to that. We
Yo,
thank you for watching.
Yo,
And remember,
that's
stay
what
up.
I'm gonna say. What the fuck? Like, come on, 50. That's some DJ Vlad shit. Like, he with the 50 Cent went DJ Vlad, you implicated murders and some more shit, bro. Like, wow, bro. Wow, bro. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. This shit. Ooh. Man, I know that man. I know he can't even focus in the program right now. Like, yo. Like, yo, 50 really did this shit to this man, bro. I seen that part one. Let's just hear a little bit. Let's just hear a little bit of the documentary, what they put the man up. Everybody heard the most famous part. I'm gonna go to part two. I'm gonna go part two. Let me get to part two. I don't want to get no copy hits from that. Diddy, this got to be tough, bro. I'm trying to find it right here. It's out now. It was just right here. This is the first one. I want the second part. I got the first one already. I downloaded that one. This shit fucked up, bro. This shit fucked up. This shit fucked up. They do Biggie a pocket there. What them people? Let them people rest in peace, bro. Like, this shit vicious.
Puff Daddy.
This shit vicious, y'all. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button.
Sean Combs. All of these reincarnations, all those name changes are attached to really bad deeds.
A long-awaited documentary series about the allegations and indictment of Sean Diddy Combs is released today on Netflix. It follows the life of the disgraced music mogul over a lengthy period of time. And the CBC's Griffin Yeager joins me now to discuss this documentary series. Griffin, what are we learning from this doc?
Yeah, long awaited indeed. So this doc is called Sean Combs: The Reckoning, released on Netflix today. It's about 4 parts, and it includes never before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs throughout his career, but also in the days leading up to his initial indictment. And the producer, important to note, it's his prominent rival,
I got some
50 Cent,
upstairs.
who's been publicly trolling Sean Diddy Combs for years. The series
Yo,
talks about the
funny as
life
shit.
of Combs, how he rose to
You broke
fame,
his
his
shit
rivals,
talking.
his allies, and how he really
I
got
got
into
some
the position
batteries.
he's in today. You know, cameras really followed him for years. So I'd like to pull up some tape. It's never before seen video obtained by Netflix just 6 days before that initial indictment when he was under federal investigation. Let's have a look.
Diddy, yo, them
We
cameramen
have to find
vicious.
somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
And that's Sean Diddy Combs speaking to one of his lawyers about strategy. Now, along with tape like that, the documentary also includes a number of interviews from several folks in Sean Diddy Combs' circle, namely Capricorn Clark, his former assistant and creative director at Bad Boy, Kirk Burrows, the co-founder of Bad Boy Entertainment, several artists. But also interesting to note, this is the first time that we're hearing from 2 of the jurors who sat on the jury that found him guilty of those those 2 counts of prostitution, of transportation for purpose of prostitution, rather. When one juror was asked in the documentary whether they thought Sean Combs was a violent person, they said, quote, "You can say he's a bad person, but domestic violence was not one of the
I said that during the charge. Domestic violence, yeah, but anything else.
The evidence and claims put out by both the prosecution and the defense presented during the trial called for a more substantial sentence than he would typically give for charges related to the Mann Act. He was sentenced to 50 months in prison that he's currently serving for those prostitution-related charges in connection with drug-fueled sex marathons called freak-offs, and he was found not guilty on counts of racketeering and sex trafficking.
And what has the response been to this documentary so far?
It was quick. Before the documentary was even released, we received a statement from a representative from Sean Diddy Combs' team. I'd like to pull that up in a second here. They say that Netflix's, quote, so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece. They say the teaser confirms Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release, that Combs has been amassing that footage since he was 19 to tell his story in his own way, and that it's unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate that work. And beyond the legal issues, they call this a breach of trust. Now, I reached out to Netflix for a response to that statement, if we can pull that one up as well. They pointed me to a quote from the film's director who says that they obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights, and that they also reached out to Sean Combs' legal team for an interview and a comment multiple times, but never heard back. So lots of interest in this documentary, lots to talk about here.
Sure is. All right, Griffin. Thank you. CBC's Griffin Yeager.
Yeah, this shit fucked up, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This is just crazy, bro. Like 50 Cent went hard, bro. 50 Cent did that, man, and I feel like it's wrong, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Like, I do, bro. Like, just hands down, just me, just my opinion. I feel like it's wrong. I wouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? That was just a low blow. That was like one of the lowest blows you could possibly do, bro. You get what I'm saying? That it's just no around that. And it's us as being black people, and those being 2 black historian, mobiles in the game. You know what I'm saying? Every man, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. I'm quite sure 50 Cent done some things that we don't know about that's probably will make the world look at him different. And like I said, man, I was just texting somebody, only Allah perfect and Islam perfect. I'm Muslim. That's the only thing that's perfect out here, bro. Everything else got flawed, bro, in it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, bro, like, why you do that, bro? Like, that's my whole thing, bro. My whole thing is, why did you do that, bro? Like, what caused you to do that? Out of 1,000,001 things in the world that you could do, why did you do that, bro? Just why did you do that? You're that mad. Like, all right, your baby, your kid's mother, y'all not together, and then she decides to go deal with another million. And y'all doing certain things, right? No joke. Y'all doing why is she wanting for something? You're a $400-500 million dude. It's your kid's mother. Like, I mean, I'm quite sure the rent paid. She got a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? You will give her a certain amount of money to take care of your son. At least you got to do that. And you rich. You rich. So you can, anything you doing for her is for your son. Or that you didn't know that she was this type of freak because you wasn't handling it away. She get with Diddy giving her, fulfilling her fantasies. She's having a good time. She's had a good time. She was with Puffy. She having a good time. She's having a good time, 50. You're defending her. And you're going beyond measures to do this because you really loved her. And she was taken for granted by him. And that's how I feel like that should get back. This says nothing of y'all being robberies over signing and you don't like the things that the man do. The man ain't on no Jeffrey Epstein tip. A man is doing this with grown people, and that's his personal business. That is, like I said, a lot of stuff that they were bringing up in that Diddy trial was Diddy personal business. It's his man personal business. Long as there wasn't no kids involved, and it was all adults doing what they wanted to do, bro. Then they seen a money opportunity and they jumped on it. And God don't like ugly. That man was acquitted of them charges because Allah Soprano Island, God, whatever he believed in, God knew that some of them people was on there lying. God knew that, bro. God knew that, bro. Like, man, I'm telling you, bro. People just didn't find. And then he had 12 jurors out there, bro. They just didn't believe it because everything that they were showing in the jury beyond a reasonable doubt was somebody's personal life. That's what I want y'all to get here. These people personal life, and they're engaging in stuff, bro. They're engaging in drugs, sex, and living that life. That's their personal life. I don't think nobody was held in captivity. Nobody was beyond their will. Nobody wasn't doing anything they didn't want to do. Believe that, yo. That's a grown woman, 50. But I believe the 50 had put this Netflix joint out. It ain't about no money play. It's not about enhancing his career. It's about that he is a bitter baby father that's mad at Diddy for the way he was treating his queen. The woman that he loved, the woman that he had unprotected sex with, the woman that at one point he was kissing in the mouth, a woman that he wanted to marry at one time. And you see that this how she get treated by another dude. And all you can do is say, I'm going to get back at him. I'm going to hurt him in any way I could possibly do. She'd be at his cover hold party, 50. He was still paying her rent. Ain't that the girl that 50, while he was on trial, he was still paying her rent? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. And that's how I feel, y'all. That's my thing. I feel like, bro, 50 Cent, big homie 50, I feel like he did this over a woman. The woman is 50 Cent baby mother. If you didn't know, you followed the Diddy trial. Diddy was dealing with 50 Cent's baby mother, his youngest child, his last child. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you want any more info, just Google. Exactly. He's skipping on the beach with her, having motherfucking picnics with her. He really love her. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? 850, it's nothing wrong with that. Us as men, we all love freaks. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But whatever that she had going on with Diddy, she enjoyed it, bro. She engaged in it, bro. That side of her, she didn't let you have that side of her because she know you really loved her, and you might have looked at a different fit. You know what I mean? My nigga 50, like she, you know what I mean? Yo gave her what she wanted. Because she didn't go get it once and said, oh, I was with Diddy, and he gave me the worst experience. This was a continuation of things, bro. That's why that jury ain't find that man guilty, bro. And shit, them people were saying they knew it was lies, bro. Them people was getting high, having sex, having a good time, shopping, living, driving, whatever they want to drive, doing what they wanted to do, bro. And coming all over the place. That's what they were doing, bro. Them women were having a good motherfucking time, Jack. Even the Cassie. That domestic violence don't no man want their hands put on them and be fighting. But all that, man, your girl had a good motherfucking time. She wasn't crying about no rent money. She had a good time. She was living what every ignorant girl want to live. And notice I said ignorant. What every ignorant girl want to live, Cassie was living that life. You know what I mean? She was living that life. Birkin bags, everything that people dream about. That you sit on your phone scrolling, daydreaming. The shit that people putting on Afterpay and Klarna. Yeah, they getting that shit like it's $10. Man, what? You know what I mean? They shopping anything, everything designed down to the thumbs. They enjoying that. And then when you realize yo likes to do this with everybody he run across, now you realize this ain't love. This lust at its finest. Let's talk about that. Okay. Ego, business, corruption. It goes on every day, bro. If you want to say to yourself, Diddy was this horrible businessman, it was this and that. Okay. We have a crowd of people to agree with this. We have people when we come from the ghetto. I don't know where y'all tapping in, but at 12 o'clock, I'll do the roll call and see where y'all tapping in from. Okay. You have what you call slumlords. You have what you call public defenders. You have what you call police officers, you have judges, you have everybody that engage in a whole bunch of goofy shit, right? You have people engaging in a whole bunch of goofy shit, right? You saying that a man that got money and power, you know what I mean? The man that got money and the power won't get arrogant, won't get cocky. See, I could take it to the Bible or to anything. They say a rich man would never make it into heaven. I don't believe that, because I believe that there's rich people out here that just not ignorant. But Puff is came in the game, young college student, was mentored by some of these old nasty dudes, showed him the way he got in the game, bro. He could be guilty of all that. He could be guilty of all of that, bro. You know what I mean? Jealous of Biggie. Puff changed Biggie life and Biggie changed Puff life. Biggie had a label called Big Beats. Puff had Bad Boys. Junior Mafia was signed to Big Beats and with the ultimate, with the diamond in there, Little Kim. I say to myself that I understood the Suge Knight and Tupac. What word am I looking for? I understood the Tupac and Suge Knight scenario, the possibility. But when people said it about Puff and Big, I didn't understand that. I didn't see a jealousy format in that, because they did two separate things. Biggie was a talented writer and hip hop artist and street guy. Puffy was a talented executive college guy from Harlem. So I think Puff would have made, the same money if Big was alive, if Big was, dead. And what I mean by that, Biggie would have still ran it up with Junior Mafia and, people that he liked it. You know what I mean? I think they would have still made. I don't think Puff had nothing to do with Big. I don't. You know what I mean? Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hate when people go at other people and act like they don't have a closet. That's my thing with this. Like 50 Cent, like I said again, I'm a fan of 50s. I'm a fan of Diddy's. I don't know them personally. I know them just probably the same way these 60 people on this live know them. You know what I mean? Through music, through interviews, through content. That's what I know them through the Source magazines, reading about them, watching them, where it makes you feel like you know these people, but you really don't know these people. So I feel like every man, every woman, you know what I'm saying, in some type of way, been through some shit, did some shit, bro, because life is all about experiences. So you do some shit, you live and learn. My point of this live is that you don't link up with corporate America to go against your own kind because you felt as though you didn't like the way that they treated your woman. You don't go out here and you don't start a war in the streets because of your feelings about a woman. You don't go out here and lie and set nobody up because of your feelings about a woman. You don't kick a man while you're already wounded and down because of a woman, bro. Because of a woman. This is simply about a woman. I don't like that you allowed her to be her. And I never knew that this was who she was. So now, man, I ain't gonna do nothing to her. You know what I mean? I'm already doing something to her. I never touch her again. I never give her no money. She can give me my son. She could beat it. You know what I mean? Imagine the harsh shit that he said to her. She ain't put that out. That's next. Because money works in both ways. All right, you said this about me. Now we're gonna throw a low blow and get her to flip it. She, as a fact that the freak, 50 Cent baby mother, the freak is money hungry and to do anything for money. So imagine when that check get cut, like, why are you and 50 really not together? How did you even end up dealing with a dude like Puff? Was you with Puff before 50 or after 50? You get what I'm saying? All right. What's up with her tell-all book when she talking about both of those dudes? One dude got a baby with her, and no matter how he likes it, he got to see her. He got to see her. His son not 18 years old yet. I think his son under 10 years old, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Put it in the comment box. But I'm saying he got to deal with this woman. You know what I mean? That's the woman of your child. You know, sort of like what Pusha T told Drake. Like what Pusha T told Drake. 50 Cent is pulling a Drake. 50 Cent is pulling a Drake. He's pulling a Drake. 50's pulling a Drake. I hate to say it. Yo, do you say the doc was a masterpiece? A lot of people agree. You know what I mean? But but in the world that we live in, portrayal looks like a masterpiece. Infiltrated looks like a masterpiece. Deceit looks like a masterpiece. Cross looks like a masterpiece. Fucked up shit looks like a masterpiece in the vision of the eyes that we have in 2025. Fucked up shit become normal shit, and putting that documentary out and linking up with those people for your reason to raise awareness of guys like this or people like this. But you ask me, when you do this, bring out the Hugh Hefner documentary too. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Bring out the Hugh Hefner documentary and bring out those guys that had that tape called College Girls Gone Wild. Bring that documentary out and let's hear what was going on behind those cameras. Bring up a documentary on Hugh Hefner, who was literally marrying 18 to 19-year-old girls when he was well over 50 some years old. Bring out the documentary on the Playboy, what was really wild shit that was put in magazines and put in y'all face and it was looking good. When Hugh stepped out on the red carpet with his 20-year-old girlfriend on Entertainment Tonight. They ain't do that. They ain't do that, bro. 50 won't bring that documentary out. How did Hugh get away with the Playboy Mansion for years hiring 18-year-old girls? They won't bring that. They won't bring that out. That was the worstest person in the world. Oh, what they talk about Elvis Presley? This is what I'm saying. This is my point is what I'm saying. And Hugh Hefner, they would say those girls were 18. In Diddy case, oh, she was 18, 19 years old. He's so wrong. Hugh Hefner had them stripping down to their bodies, showing their innocence. You know what I mean? I'm not defending neither one of them, but I'm just saying this was behind closed doors and by choice. Same way them girls was 18, but does that make it right? The same thing y'all say with Diddy. Oh, Cassie was 18, 19 years old. She was grown, but he should have knew better. Why y'all ain't say that about Huey? Rest in peace to the Playboy guy. I liked the guy. I was a little guy coming up, man. We love Playboy magazines. We didn't know no better. But now that we turn to 2025 and everything is serious. Everything is serious. Everything is brought into the front. No, it's cameras everywhere. Everybody got an opinion because everybody got a goddamn camera phone. You know what I'm saying? Door camera. You can hear shit nowadays, man. You can just sit at your house and get a Ring camera and hook it up at the end of your yard. And you can hear everything going on the block. But all I'm saying is that 50 Cent won't bring out a Hugh Hefner documentary. 50 Cent ain't touched that Jeffrey Epstein file. Harvey Weinstein. He didn't bring out these great documentaries about these people. See, if you're doing it, do it to everybody. If you saying, hey, they're not in the hip hop culture, bro, you got rich through the hip hop culture. Diddy got rich through the hip hop culture. But after a certain age and time, you guys ventured out to the business world. You know what I mean? You're hip hop guys that made it into the business corporate $100 million world. You guys sell liquor. You guys sell brands. That's not just hip hop, bro. So don't make this about no fucking hip hop, because hip hop has been a spot where DJs come out, people break dance, people rap, people sing. And when you were a kid, 13, 14 years old, you wanted to go to those 18 and up spots to hip hop and kick it and smoke a joint and drink some brew. That's what I'm telling you. That was going on since I've been a kid, man. Little girls was getting this. I'm a grown man, bro. I'm 17 years old. Oh, 18. I got the baby face to be 18. I can't get in. I know shorty and them 14, 15 years old bouncer let them right in. And they're not going home screaming, we was violated or nothing. They were doing what they wanted to do. And I'm not saying it was right. I'm not saying it was wrong. I'm just saying they were immature and certain people had to experience stuff. Now in this day, if you was being a freak, you got to get charged with it. If you being a freak and then you don't like what a dude do now, you can say, oh, he forced me into this. Come on, bro. He drugged me. Everybody know the 90s and the early 2000s that ecstasy played a part. Everybody know now, dudes, ecstasy's become a big thing again. Molly's a big thing again. Percocet's a big thing again. All these drugs people like to do. Cocaine's a drug people like to do. People like to have a good time. When men and women get together and drugs and liquor involved, they fucking suck, bro. Like keep it a buck, bro. Like, stop joking all the time. That's what I hate about people the most. They play. That's why that jury found that man not guilty, because there was some people up there with some fucking common sense and say, man, when men and women get together and start having drugs, having sex, a bunch of money involved, you get mixed emotions and feelings, bro. Everybody fucked up doing what they want to do, living that young, wild, and free life. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I ain't got nothing, man. Allah, I'm Muslim, bro. Nothing wrong with that, bro. I'm Muslim, bro. And my nationality, bro, I'm real Indian. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a lot of white people who say they Indian. Well, show me Indians that had a facial hair. But we're not going to go in nationality. What's none of that? We talking about this right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. And thank you for not disrespecting me. I'm not a thug, man. Just a fly gangster, bro. You know what I mean? From Baltimore City. You know what I mean? I get pussy with my father features. You know what I mean? Got a lot of facial features of my mom's. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. What I'm talking about is that you seen Rockefeller old thing backstage. I remember back, groupies were a big thing. That's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all this, right? A man, when times get hard and drastic measures call for drastic measures, he robs, steal, kill, hustle. A woman doesn't have the robbing in it, but it's some women that do. It's the women who had the killing in them. It's some women that do. It's stealing. You know what I mean? They steal. You know what I mean? They the hustle women got stealing and sex, the two S's. When women get down bad, they go try to shoplift and boost, or they fucking for money. You know what I'm saying? This has been going on before I was born, going on before you was born, going on before the birth of Christ. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, bro. So man, get on my page, bro. I don't feel like playing with you, bro. I'm talking about something serious and you keep talking, bro. Go play something, bro. Yeah, there you go, bro. Bye, bro. Bye. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm saying, yo, all these people that be running around saying stuff, bro. Even the man was on trial, bro. Everything that man was on trial for, to me, was consensual adults having their ways, people catching feelings and wanted more than what they thought they was gonna get. You know what I mean? Don't realize, oh, these millionaire dudes, man, they run across this shit a million times a week, bro. It don't really mean nothing to them. He having fun while they having fun. My point is, yo, Diddy down doing 50 months. And you know what I mean? Like, you know, he down doing 50 months. That's your rival. Y'all been going back and forth for years. And woo, 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 woo. Y'all ain't did nothing to each other. You gave your son a job. My thing is 50 Cent, another successful black man. He's not gaining nothing out of this. What did he do this for? He's saying, yo, he don't want the world to make this think the rest of hip hop is with this. Hell no, bro. Hell no, bro. The rest of hip hop fucked up. You know what I mean? The rest of hip hop fucked up, bro. Yo, if you go into the deepness of these rappers, man, fuck that. Because everybody always want to talk about the rappers. Let's talk about these rock and roll groups. Man, I can imagine when they start coming out on them. Rock roll, heavy rock groups, Guns N' Roses type dudes. Kiss. Green Day. Linkin Park. I'm talking about them rock star dudes. Imagine what's going on in their parties, bro. Yeah, y'all thought it was just a game because they put Rick James out there. Imagine Kid Rock parties. But these are the things that they will never go and uncover, bro, because they know that ain't they can't do that. All I'm saying is, out of 1,000,001 things at the end of the year that's documented, you bring up Puff and his bedroom shenanigans. The end of the year. The end of the year. Hip hop ain't hit the top 40 Billboard charts. All the artists, 360 deals, all of the things is going on. That a good documentary could have been out to give us some type of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. What the fuck are we getting out the four-part documentary from Puff? Puff's going to get out of jail. Puff's gonna come home. Puff's gonna get some money. Puff's gonna do a documentary. Diddy's gonna do a tell-all story. Like, come on. Like, come on, man. He's gonna make his next move. I just think, my personal opinion, Doug, we don't, as Black creators, we don't cover the stories outside the culture. We get with the rest of the cultures and we beat down our own people. And I don't think this was what 50 Cent is saying to let the world know that all of hip hop is not with this. Nah, you're letting the world know that your feelings for a woman could make you do things like this, and you could get with the enemy and then create something like this and go against your own kind. At the end of the day, y'all brothers from New York, y'all successful Black man, y'all made a lot, y'all impact on this, what we call Black music, hip hop, movies, everything from fashion to liquor. You guys have changed the narrative, bro. Something, that this thing of hip hop that's been out 52 years has grown to be. You guys are the definition that you can make it in this shit. You guys are the living proof that hard work pay off. And this is the way you guys act in the public eyes, bro. It's a disappointing for me as a young Black man that's still growing here on the shores of North America. I am embarrassed by the documentary. I am. And it's not that, I'm not saying it's true or false. I'm just embarrassed that, that's all we got on our mind is throwing each other 6 feet after the 6 feet. You know what I mean? That's fucked up, bro. And we'll never be a successful race. We'll never be a successful culture because of ignorance like this. We will never make it, bro. We will never have Black cities and Black control and have that. We will never have that because this is what we monetize. This is what we prove. This is what we want billions of people to see. This is what we want the Black man and Black woman to be known as. This is what we want to be known as, bro. This is what we put out to the world and say, this is what our people do to our people. This is what we put out there. This is what we put out there. We just put out anything to entertain everybody, but what are we doing to entertain this? Like, what are we doing? Puff could be a monster. You know what I mean? That's your true opinion. You know what I mean? You are entitled to that. We live in the United States of America. Puff can be a monster. You are entitled to that. In people's eyes, you have the right to feel that way because some of these actions and some of the things that you heard about him, especially the domestic violence situation with Cassie, it will paint out a monster picture. It would truly paint out a monster picture, but he wasn't charged for that. You know what I mean? And that's not saying it was right at all. You know what I mean? Consequences for your actions when you do stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know who his father is, but they said his father was a pimp or something like that. I don't know, man. I can't go to that, but I'll look it up real quick. Diddy's father. Diddy's father. Melvin Combs, Diddy's father. Unveiling the tragic story of Melvin Combs, Diddy father, a kingpin crew, Frank Lucas and Nicky Bonds. Okay. There it is. I just looked it up. It said, wish he used his talent good for honesty. I can't say this in the most humblest way to have everybody that's tuning in to actually hear me out and listen. But honestly speaking, everything outside of the allegations he was charged with, right? Those allegations he was charged with were in his bedroom, in the company, in the company of his own home in private locations. When did if he's an animal for sexual, because we could talk about different shit. We could talk about different stuff, right? If he's an animal, I'm with you. He could be an animal. But why are you saying that he's an animal? Because he likes to do drugs and have orgies. That's an animal behind, behind closed doors. This is a guy that changed people's lives, but a lot of people say he didn't play fair. This is a guy that, branded and made a lot of moves, coming from the ghetto. Hey, Kenny Ken, those pictures got messed up because of the light, so they didn't turn out right. They all blurry. The light messed them up. But I'm on YouTube, so I got hit you back. Okay, back. Okay, let me read the comments because I got it said Diddy was the first one to inspire the community to think big. Yeah, with his Sean John clothing, Ciroc liquor ownership. Now 50 wanna tarnish his legacy because of him being a freak. 50 hurt. That's true. The real deal. He hated Tupac and Biggie relationship. That's another episode. Tupac and all right, not to get off this 50 topic. If y'all just tuned in, please hit that notification button. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm on my way to 10K. This is my 7th year in here. Raw Dope stands for the rawest and dopest interviews on the planet. We had some cardinal rules. They simple. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. I am a black man. I'm not a stud. I'm not a female. Y'all be playing with me too much. I'm a black man from Baltimore. I'm an independent content creator. You on Spotify. You can check out my audio on Apple. Just type in Raw Dope Podcast. Please subscribe to my channel and become a new member. I'm from Baltimore. You know what I mean? So let's get into this, Timmy. All right. What Tupac did to Biggie and Puff when they didn't bail him out and he got in jail would make you hate Tupac. Let's just keep it real. The way Tupac carried on and the way Tupac disrespected them would just make you hate Pac. The way Pac felt as though he was carried when he went into that studio and got shot in them dudes he thought he would do, that would make you hate those dudes, okay? Pac comes out of jail. This rich guy from over the West Coast is creating a dominant label. He bails him out of jail. Tupac gets over there, start talking to shit. Biggie and Puffing them like, damn, yo. To Biggie, it wasn't what it was. Puff, you know what I mean? It wasn't what it was. They were young guys from New York trying to come up. Pac took it too far and introduced them to something that they wasn't even used to. Biggie seen crime, Biggie seen gangster shit, but he never thought a nigga that his man that would go it that far. So if people would say, oh man, I believe Puff had something to do with Pac and he conspired with Suge, that could have some truth to it. I could believe that. You know what I mean? But him having Biggie killed and being jealous of Biggie, I don't think so. I just don't think so, bro. Just back then in the 1900s where cameras and shit went into play, like it was more, this hip hop thing was fresh still when, Biggie came out. Hip hop ain't even been out 20 years yet. And they really changed the world. And I think that, and New York was like the hip hop heaven. You know what I'm saying? It was the gatekeeper of hip hop back then. New York ran things. In New York, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think it would have went left. You know what I mean? Diddy helped Biggie change who he was, bro. And Diddy and Biggie helped Diddy. I think they had a real good brotherhood, bro. And that's fucked up if you Diddy and you hearing about that. Diddy had no real reason to get Biggie killed, bro. Biggie was Biggie wasn't really a less fortunate guy. Biggie was a guy that, went to private school. Mother was a school teacher, educated. So Biggie wasn't all that scratching like people think Biggie was. Nah, man. Biggie and Puff could lie to make a lot of money together, y'all. At the end of the day, Biggie had his own label, bro. It was called Big Beats. Look at Lil' Kim album and look at Junior Mafia album. He had his imprint on that, yo. Puff already had big artists. There was no reason to be jealous of Biggie. Puff had 112. Puff had Case. Puff had Craig Mack. Puff had Mary J. Puff had everybody. Biggie had Junior Mafia. Why would he be jealous of that? It don't make no motherfucking sense. And on top of that, he's ready to distribute big beats through Bad Boys, through Interscope. You see it all the time. Record dudes being on a record label, then get their own record label is Bread Gang, CMG, Young Money, Cash Money. Like, what was the problem for Biggie and Puff doing that? You know what I'm saying? Baltimore. Yes, I was born. I lived through that. Were you born, nigga? Was you born? What year you was born? None of them didn't make Pac. At the time when Pac got out of jail, Pac got on fire. Remember, Biggie dropped that Ready to Die, and he was chilling for a while. I mean, he was making music, but he was putting out the Mafia. They was doing a lot of singing, and then you know what I mean. He came up with the Life After Death, but he died before that drop. Pac got to see that All Eyes on Me. You get what I'm saying? Pac got to see that All Eyes on Me. Pac got to see that Hit 'Em Up when it was released. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Biggie and Tupac was a real hip hop beef. I don't believe that Biggie and them had nothing to do with Tupac getting shot. I be like the big fella Biggie went on no shit like that. You know what I mean? Other niggas had it out for Pac because Pac was a wild dude. Biggie was a hustler. Pac had a street mentality. And Biggie was really from the streets. Pac went to private school. Pac had more opportunity. They had like the same type of opportunity, but Pac was like a thug. Biggie was more like Frank White. That was the difference. Biggie was a laid back, chill, fat nigga, like to fuck with the broads, like to get money, like to dress nice. He had that mentality, that slick mentality. Pac had that Timberland and army fatigue flow. Then he could throw on a suit. Pac was just a wild nigga. Biggie and Pac was two different dudes. But that's why they make them immaculate and was so great. And that's why they've been dead 30 years and we're still talking about them. We're still talking about them to this day. We like them white people with Elvis Presley. Tupac and Biggie will never die in the barbershops, the beauty salons, the bullpen, the internet. That's how fucking powerful they was. That's how powerful them two young black niggas, and they was under the age of 25. They were under the age of 25 years old, bro. They was young as shit. They were young as shit. They died like all the young niggas we see in the inner city. Them boys were young as a bitch when they died, bro. So just imagine Tupac, and I'm just saying, yo, Puff killing Biggie wouldn't make no sense. It wouldn't having him out to get what? Oh, I'm gonna get his rights or nothing. Biggie mother was a very educated, smart woman. That's why you never heard her in the vlogs talking about Puff old Biggie money and shit like that. She was an educated woman. Afina Shakur was an educated woman. These two brothers came from educated women. That's why Afina Shakur was able to get a lot of rights of Pac shit to open up the schools and do a lot of shit. And that's why Miss Wallace was able to do a lot of shit. Do you remember? They were both born from very high educated black women. They were. But they were young, bro, and they fell victim to hip hop, but hip hop was still relatively young and really getting the buzz. Tupac and Biggie and them niggas were like the beginning of why this shit started being like $1 billion business, bro. You know what I mean? Because them boys had a different mentality, bro. Biggie was a laid back, chill, pussy, money getting dude. Listen to the music he made, bro. You know what I mean? From listen to the transition Biggie made from Ready to Die to his first mixtape to, you know what I mean, Life After Death and the type of singles he was putting out. Think about Pac. Pac was putting out all that shit. Pac was putting out hard shit, putting out hurtful shit. They just was some talented ass niggas. We will never see in our lifetime talented two individuals like that. They are hip hop. It's need to be called Biggie and Tupac. You know what I mean? Real shit. Puff was all about $1. Russell Simmons is all about $1. Leo Korn is all about $1. Clyde Davis is all about $1. Do I need to say more names? All these music execs are about $1. That's like you having sex and say you ain't about a nut. I mean, it don't make sense. They all about $1, bro. You don't get in the music industry to heal the world. You know what I mean? Unless you're Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson made so much money that he hated it. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's about making $1. But Joe Jackson, they say, was greedy. It's about making money. Money the root of all evil. And them boys are making life-changing money. Not the money that your dope boy uncle, your dope boy cousin, or your dope boy homeboy got. That $400,000 or $500,000, that $200,000-300,000. These dudes is touching millions of dollars, bro. Millions and millions and millions of dollars. And fans are going crazy. You know what I mean? So I don't think Puff had nothing to do with Biggie. You know what I mean? But if you say Puff, it probably could spot because Tupac was leaving Death Row. He didn't want nothing to do with Death Row. Death Row was just a kid star, and Tupac saying shit left. Over on Bad Boy, Diddy my man, and we always gonna make hits. You got, Murder Mace, you got a few niggas over here that we can make music, and I'm Big Biggie. So it's like, nah, Biggie went to California, man. When he should have been advised by Puff not to go, but dude just was tired of that shit, bro. You know what I mean? In California at the time, when New York was the shit in the hip hop mega, it was a lot of business. If you ever been to California, you go to Hollywood, it's a big ass building, say Capitol Records, big blue building. You can see it from the W. When I was stayed in Hollywood, because the last time when I was in California, I stayed by the airport. But when I stayed in Hollywood, the W, you could see that big ass, record label. So you know what I mean? It's a lot that's going on out there. So I don't think none of that. You know what I mean? I don't think none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. It wasn't that. But let's see what happened to Diddy father. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. Everybody's getting on my nerves about this smoking alarm. I will change the battery today. Like I will get on my lighter and change the battery. It doesn't really bother me, bro. I play the game on down here. It doesn't beep that much. I don't know. Maybe it's a delay on YouTube because it doesn't beep as much as y'all saying. It has to be a delay, whatever y'all country. But it's the 12 o'clock hour, and one thing I like to do respectfully, honestly, and being 100. I like for any. It's 104 people in the chat right now. Please tell me where y'all from, so I know, so I can know who fucking with me, and I know who the. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know where they listening to. You know what I mean? So yeah, where y'all from? Compton. Shout out to Compton, Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. Shout out to Compton, man, California. Shout out to North Carolina, the African ceiling bird chirping. 914. Where 914 at? I feel like Tupac is the Michael Jackson of the rap music. I am lying, chat. Yeah, he is not lyrical the best, but Ohio in the building, California. I do got a fan base in California. I ain't even gonna lie. NY, what's good, man? What's good, man? New York, man. You love y'all motherfuckers, man. I be up there to get up in there to go to what's it called? Cloudy Donuts. This scream sucks. All right, baby, and I'm gonna help you suck it. That's it. I mean, now I got time. The scream suck. You don't need to be here. VA in the building. You know y'all our cousins. VA, y'all our third cousins, man. From the top of VA down to VA. Don't know nothing about West V, but my VA, my Richmond, Newport News, Suffolk. Where y'all at, man? Virginia Beach. Where y'all at? Richmond, stand up. All my Northern Virginia people, what's goody good? You know what I mean? Help me and donate to my channel. That's it. Bro, help me push this channel. I believe that, K-Dot. What you gonna help me do? Push the channel? You know what I mean? New York, help me. You know what I'm saying? Help me out, New York. But New York, that's fucked up. Yo, you from New York, man. K-Dot. You from New York. How you feel about that? What 50 did to Puff? Cali, what up, Cali? What up, Cali? What up, Cali? What your you know one of my favorite songs? I'm rolling up the weed, but the best smoke. I'm smoking OG Kush from the wet smoke. I ain't high, unless I'm rolling up the best smoke. I'm smoking OG Kush from the West Coast. Whenever I'm on the West Coast, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, fool. Whenever I'm on the West Coast, fool, I smokes good, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's something about smoking on the West Coast, bro. Florida in the building. What's good, Florida? Somebody said Netflix ain't go far enough. They did. You know what I mean? New York in their building. Come on, where y'all from? It's 124 people in here. Where y'all from? Where y'all from? New York, man. Shout out to the 5 boroughs, man. New York, man. I lived in Albany, New York. I hung in the Bronx. I hung in what's that? White Plains up in there, Yonkers area. I hung up in there, man. Homies, my guys, you know what I mean? Up there. I lived in Newark, New Jersey. Ain't none of my people from New Jerusalem tapped in yet. Louisiana, man. Hey, you know what's up with y'all, man. The Bay. San Fran, what's good, man? Ghost ride the whip. They ghost riding the whip. You know what I mean? Phoenix, Arizona, what's good, man? I know y'all motherfuckers, that paint melting out there on them cars. Oregon, what up, Oregon? What's good, Oregon? Drop your location. Where you from, man? I'm sending you a shout out now. Jersey, thank you, man. Thank you, man. All my Newark, the bricks, where y'all at, man? New Jerusalem was good, man. Love it when I get somebody from New Jerusalem, man. I lived in Newark, man. Horatio, Hawkins Street, Higher Court. I lived in Newark, man. North Jersey, what up? North Jersey, what up, man? That's Orange. That's like Orange and all that, right? The North Jersey part, right? Detroit, oh man, you know I fucks with y'all, nigga. That new Peasy joint he dropped like a month ago. That shit is, man. I'm so motherfucking ghetto, Detroit. Cunningham for MVP. What's Cunningham? Thanks, bro. Mississippi, what's up, man? What's up, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. PA, what it is. PA, I'll be in PA later, man. PA, I'm always up there. Yeah, Detroit go crazy, man. Detroit fuck with us, man. Shout out to Icewear Vazo, man. Icewear Vazo, man. Ghetto, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Vazo Ghetto. They got nothing but love for Baltimore, man. All right. Detroit, all right. My bad, bro. Bro, I never been to Detroit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go this year, though. I'm gonna go next year. Last year, I wanted to see the Ravens play the Lions in the Super Bowl, but it ain't happen. Yeah, man. I don't know if Louisiana got no good weed, man. Man, come on, man. Man, I don't know if Louisiana got no good weed, bro. You know what I mean? I'm from Baltimore, though, y'all. I'm from Baltimore City, bro. I'm from Baltimore City, the home of the Wire. Y'all said home of the Wire. From Baltimore, man. Home of the Wire. That's where I'm from. You know, baby. I'm from the Wire. That's right. That's right. I'm from Baltimore City, West Baltimore. You know what I mean? I've been a lot of places, bro. I've been a lot of places, bro. I just missed Detroit. I've been a lot of places, bro. I almost did the whole United States for real. Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I ain't never knew they had no good grass down Louisiana, man. I know they got cheapies. Back in there, they used to have pounds for like $200-300 down there. You know, babe. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button. Baltimore weed ain't good shit. This was imported to the city. St. Louis, what up, man? What up, man? J-Bo. St. Louis. Fuck with St. Louis. What's up with y'all, man? Unc, man. 607 Unc, man. He ducking me. He ducking me, man. He ducked me. Where y'all from, man? We got 4 more minutes that I get back into the topic. Where y'all from, man? We good everywhere now with it. You know what I mean? This what we doing. North Carolina, what up? Seattle, oh, man. Seattle. They say 2 sides to be more good side and bad side. There's only one side, baby. Well, we in the city, it's 4 sides: north, east, south, and west. Downtown. But to break it down, it's East Baltimore and West Baltimore. So I smoke all my shit illegally because I don't have a license to smoke. I'm old school. I don't need a license. Nigga, me neither. But I go into dispensary. Shout out to the dispensaries. Dispensaries be having some good shit. Hold up, y'all. 1 second. I'm ready to get some water. Might get some water. Y'all can check the wall out. Tell me the pictures on the wall, man. I'm about to get some water, man. Tell me them pictures. About to get some water, man. Tell me what y'all seeing there. What picture y'all like up in there? Man, listen. If I get 30 likes, man, I could show parts of the basement, bro. My basement like a museum. You feel me? So the basement look like this. Imagine what the rest of the house look like this. It's really fucking nice. Oh, the sun came out. That's pretty cool. Yeah. My man say rest in peace, Juice. She told me put my heart in the bag and make sure nobody gets hurt. Now I'm taking out the bag for my grave. Yeah, who else on there? Boys in the Hood. That's my man with that shotgun who hit Ricky. Yes, he did. Nah, yeah, they be spanking on the taxes. Cali had the best 13 years ago. Man, shit, you still gotta count and get that's the motherfucking birthplace of that fire. One thing about when you're a smoker, man, you always gotta do this. You want you some 100%, you want you some fruit, some 100% juice, and some water when you smoke. You got to. Like when you go roll up, gotta get you a good 100% juice, some fruit, and like a big cup of water. But if you just smoking on the go, you might just gotta get you one of them. Don't get the little water, get the big bottle of water. So when you puff, you can just get right. I believe that. Cali won a lot of cannabis cups. Cali won a lot of cannabis cups. Hit that notification button. Hit that subscribe button, man. Come on, man. Run them likes up. 30 likes. All right, let's get back into this, man. Because I be want to hear what everybody got to say about this. Because, you know, them boys making... Like I said, man, it's a content creator world now. Because the boys make it look... The boys make it... Rappers are just making this shit look bad, bro. I'm just saying, my overall take on it, like 50, yo, you put your name on that, and it's like throwing another brother under the bus. You know what I mean? Tupac said it the best, let the Lord judge the criminals. And you know what I mean? And God found this hard to pass that verdict down to them people to find that man not guilty. But doing all this because of a female, I could really see if 50 was really doing this from the bottom of his heart. Like he was really doing this from the bottom of his heart. And hey, man, I'm doing this because I don't fuck with him. I get it. But man, that shit he doing now, nah, bro. That was over a woman, man. I don't agree with it.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us.
This is clips from the actual joint.
Dirty business.
You're looking at never before seen video of Diddy 6 days before his arrest.
We're losing.
Extra with this sneak peek, GMA with even more footage of the disgraced music mogul debating with his legal team about strategy.
I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It's all a part of the explosive new Netflix documentary out tomorrow.
Everything in life, you're going to have people that are bad and people that are good. You have to choose your side.
Robin Roberts sat down with director Alex Stapleton and executive producer and longtime Diddy critic Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent.
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
You want to put the stuff in my fanny back in?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
That was almost a copyright hit, bro. That was that. Go, you gotta get that off there. You'll get a copyright hit so fast.
Deeper in the morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
They just going at my man, bro. Dang.
Netflix wasn't even ready for the amount of chaos one single docuseries could unleash. And Sean Diddy Combs definitely wasn't ready for how fast the world would react.
Mm-mm-mm.
Netflix also obtained a behind-the-scenes clip that reveals a critical oversight, the complete breakdown in his legal team's coordination. In it, a frustrated Diddy admonishes his advisors, exposing more than just pressure. It lays bare a fundamental failure in the unity and effectiveness of his defense.
To me, I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
Hold up. I want to see who Diddy father is. That's what I'm saying. I want because somebody say he want to be like his father. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that I never looked into Diddy father, bro. I heard that he was a big nigga out of Harlem. I did hear that, but I never seen like no Don Diva on him. Yep, here it is. Let's hear this, bro. Let's go. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button. Please, man, run this channel up, bro. Please, I'm trying to get a 10K, man. If all 100 of y'all follow me, man, right now, it would be a blessing. And I'll stay on here for another hour, man. Share this video, push me into the algorithm. One thing YouTube is doing now is that there's a lot of these rappers and hip-hop artists, they getting into content creators. So it's very hard for us independent content creators. We don't make much off here, but we get up every day to give y'all content, and my content is raw and uncut and it's authentic. So I'm just saying it don't cost you nothing to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I promise you, go back, look at my back catalog, and we be like, damn, bro, I should have been fucking with bro channel official. And I preview a lot of things from Baltimore. There you go, man. I'm not a female, bro. Like I don't even feel like that. I'm not even gonna be disrespectful to nobody. I'm not a female, bro. Stop saying that, bro. What type of weird shit you on, bro? I never seen a stud, a dyke, or gay girl deny if they was a female, bro. I'm not a female, bro. Stop doing that, bro. Check out my content or you will be removed from the page, bro. And apologize, bro. Apologize or get removed from my page. Real talk.
Father's name is Melvin Combs.
Melvin Combs.
Melvin's son, Sean Combs. My father was a hustler. He was a drug dealer. He was a hustler. I'm a Harlem boy. No disrespect to anybody. That's where my mom was from. That's where my father's from. That's where my father died at. That's where I was born.
This is Harlem. Welcome to America's backyard.
If y'all know anything about Harlem, man, when I was a kid, I wanted to go to Harlem. I ain't gonna lie. Cause you heard that Harlem was just like the place where, like, when I was little, like in the 80s, it was like, yo, Harlem was thriving. Like when you watch TV and shit, it's like Harlem. You heard all good shit about Harlem.
15th, 1938, in Harlem, New York. He was born to his father, Isaac Combs Jr., and mother, Helen.
Listen, y'all. The reason why I'm playing this because somebody in the comments said that Puffy want to be just like his father. I didn't know who his father was. I never did much research on his father, so I decided because everybody's tapping in with me, and one thing I like to do is with my little man. Can y'all get me to 6K today? With my little almost 6,000 fans, man, I'm happy. So I like to supply my fans with good content because I know a lot of these content creators just don't provide good content. And then it's so messy up here. This better be plugged in. Oh, buddy. This is not plugged in. Oh, yes, it is. Why am I like that? Oh, it's charging. Dang, it's charging. Back. So, what? You didn't know your father, otherwise he would show you how to each other, man. See, I'm on YouTube, y'all. I'm gonna hit you right back. Bro. Yo, bro, actually, yo, let me show you something, yo. And then I'm gonna block you from my page. I'm gonna show you something, but I'm gonna block you from my page. You wild coon, BITCH. See this? It's a picture of my grandmother and my father. They both deceased. I ain't just know my father. I live with my father. My father raised me. You know, that's the difference between me and you. You know, and also my father was a father to my brother who wasn't his son. And my father was a good, you know, mentor to a lot of my friends who didn't have fathers. So I had my father. You know what I mean? That's like why you get on the internet playing like that and you make me say something, but I'm trying to build my channel for my two kids, for my deceased brother kids. We trying to build. Me and my nephew, third world. But you say something ignorant. What father's got to do with this? You ain't had your father. Like you ain't had your father. And listen, man, you do yourself a favor, man. May Allah bless you through the duration of this day. And may you have some type of peace in your heart, man. And if your father's still alive, go give your father a hug, bro. If you and your father at odds, make it right before the New Year's. And I'm going to have to respectfully remove you from this channel because I was about to start cussing and doing a whole bunch of ignorant stuff that I got people here that I'm entertaining and they come to hear good content, which I deliver. That's why it's 120 talking with sense. And you don't have no sense, bro. You know what I mean? Don't write no bars playing about fathers. Don't be playing, bro. Don't be playing, bro. This is all right. Mothers and fathers and children. What made you say that? My father wasn't around. Well, what made you say that? Like, what's in your mind with the description on the thumbnail? What's in your mind made you say that though? That's some little boy stuff to get me out my character, to cuss and demonetize it. You worse than 50 Cent. Trying to get another black man to demonetize the channel to feed into your ignorance because you bored, bro. At 4 o'clock, I'm going to the auction, bro, to buy multiple cars, bro, because I have my own dealership. I'm a dealer, bro. Trying to open up a tag and title, also get my content off the ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to retire my mother, and I'm not a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a celebrity, and I don't have a college education, but I'm trying to retire my mother. So, man, why you trying to make me cuss and do all that, bro? You don't rap, bro. Man, come on, man. Back to what I was saying for everybody that's listening for the coon.
And he served in the United States Air Force. Once the Vietnam War ended in 1973, the soldiers didn't come home to any parades or jobs. Most soldiers was left unemployed, and some turned to the streets. If y'all was exactly what happened.
If y'all just tapped in, man, a respectful person that's looking at my content said to me, yo, Puffy want to be like his father. I didn't know who his father was. So I said, while I'm on my channel, independent channel, and a respectful channel, I'm going to see who his father was, and we'll get back into that if y'all just tapping in.
99% of us got killed, and we didn't get nothing for it. They give us a piece of paper that says to us, we're Vietnam veterans, and we can get disability, and we can get this, and we can get a job, and we ain't got nothing.
He would hit the streets of Harlem dealing heroin and would start to make a name for himself. He was an associate of the notorious New York drug kingpin Nicky Barnes.
Oh, wow.
It was rumored to be Nicky Barnes' muscle and hitman. In 1972, Barnes formed a council, a 7-man organized crime syndicate that controlled a big part of the heroin trade in Harlem. Barnes led the council into an international drug trafficking ring in partnership with the Italian-American Mafia until his arrest in 1977. Barnes was sentenced to life in prison, but eventually became a federal informant that led to the collapse of the council in 1977.
And putting people behind bars, helping to make cases for the feds.
That's my man, God Fish.
in terms of that. Man, I mean, 8 years ago, Nick was the scum of the earth in terms of court, being in the courtroom in Judge Workers' court. And then 3 years ago, he became Robin Hood because he was turned.
Melvin was also friends with the notorious New York City drug kingpin, Frank Lucas.
Frank Lucas.
Me and Melvin Combs were good friends. We were good friends. We did a lot of business together. Of course, it was not a legal business, but we did a lot of business together.
Frank Lucas operated in Harlem during the late 1960s and early 1970s. He was known for cutting out the middleman in the drug trade and buying his heroin directly from the source in the Golden Triangle in Southeast Asia. In 1976, Lucas was convicted of drug trafficking and sentenced to 70 years in prison, but he had his time reduced after becoming an informant. Denzel Washington portrayed Frank Lucas in the biofilm American Gangster, and Jay-Z did the soundtrack.
Paid for it.
Combs, born November 4th, 1969, who the world will get to know as P. Diddy.
So they said, somebody in the comments said Diddy dad got murdered for being a rat. His killers held his casket. What we looking up, they saying his father ran with Frank Lucas, Nicky Bonds. There's some humongous names in the underworld of New York and specifically Harlem, legendary in the underworld. Because one thing I understand about being in the streets is our legends are not the world's legends. You have Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Miss Rosa Parks, B. Gaddy, Elijah Cummings, different people are legends, in the real world. And then you got the underground world has legends and celebs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you should glorify it. I'm not saying you shouldn't glorify it, but it is what it is. It's a part of the history. It's two types of history, man. It's the it's the underground history, and it's the real world history. And a lot of people know about the real world. The underground is nothing to praise or glorify. But when you live through it, you know what I'm saying, you give credit where credit is due.
Told you that we.
But too much in there, that boy got busy.
They say, you can't miss something you never had. So that's only a little ways, right? There's definitely been times as I've gotten older that I've missed my father. And his presence not being there. Having somebody not to ask like manly advice. And just things that you would ask your father. Also things that
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Mark ass busters. Like real shit. Shout out to my California niggas. Yeah, they some mark ass busters, man. They some busters already talking, man. Ain't gonna bust a grape in the fruit fight, bro. They just talking because they got Wi-Fi and they in Starbucks right now. They ain't from the hood. They ain't from nothing. I smoke the tech and ain't bother nobody, but I do need to change the batteries, but it doesn't bother me.
Janice left Harlem and moved to Mount Vernon, New York, to ensure her kids was brought up in a safe environment. Janice worked 3 jobs to provide for her 2 kids. Her hard work paid off. She kept her kids on track, and P. Diddy would eventually attend Howard University.
Yep.
It was
Black
when
college.
he was at Howard, he learned the truth about his dad. Growing up, his mom would tell him that his dad died in the car crash to protect him. Diddy always felt like there was more to the story, and he did some research on his dad.
My world was changed here at Howard. On my second day of school, I learned something that would change the course of my life forever. I don't talk about this often. I was raised by a single mother in Harlem. My dad, Mr. Melvin Combs, died when I was 3 years old. My mother always told me that he died in a car accident. But something about that, it just didn't feel right. Something was in my soul that was telling me otherwise. So as soon as I got here, I went to the library and I did some research. I used the microfilm at Founders to search through all the newspapers. And when I typed in my father's name and the day he died, I read in the Amsterdam News that he had been murdered and a drug deal going bad. Right there in that library, I realized there's nothing greater than a mother's love and desire to protect her child.
That hustle Melvin had for the streets,
that was deep.
He had that same hustle, but instead of using it in the streets.
I know a lot of y'all don't like, you know, the Bad Diddy. I get it. But, you know, that was deep.
But in an honest way. God bless you, Melvin Combs. I can feel you right next to me. But in an honest way, in a legal way. By earning, scraping, working harder, believing in myself.
Diddy would eventually start his own label, Bad Boys Records, and introduce the world to artists Faith Evans, Craig Mack, Mace, 112, Shine, Black Rob, and the notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls. Some would say Biggie was the greatest rapper of all time, but his reign on top will be cut short. He will also suffer the same fate as Melvin. It was gunned down while sitting in the car.
A star in the often brutal world of gangster rap has been gunned down. This time it was Notorious B.I.G. ABC's Anderson Cooper has the story.
The rapper known as Biggie Smalls was shot several times as he sat in his Chevy Suburban early this morning outside the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. Smalls had been attending a party honoring winners of the Soul Train Music Awards, in which he made an appearance Friday night.
What's up, Callie?
After the shooting, Smalls was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead.
Diddy still missed him, and he wanted to know more about his dad. So he reached out to one person who had that information and was once Melvin's friend, and that person was Frank Lucas.
He wanted me to tell him about his father, so I come over there and I told him something about his father, but I didn't give him the whole story because it impressed me. He just asked me, "Can you?" And I told him, "Can?" But if it impressed me, I would have told him the whole story.
About his dad.
Yeah, well, all I know, but I didn't do that because it impressed me. You know, if you act like you really want to know, they act like it was just another thing, so I had to go.
Right.
Melvin was a true gangster and was well respected in the streets of Harlem. He did what he had to do to survive and to provide for his family, which ended up costing him his life. To Melvin, the original King Combs, rest in peace.
Dang. Yo, Puff father got killed, so he said, "I want to be like his father. He ain't sell drugs." You know what I mean? Like, he ain't sell drugs, bro. Yeah, what he had to say. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. What's that? Actually, it said Biggie died, wasn't their daddy a fed or something? I gotta look deep into that smoking and blind. She getting fade. I'm not a female, bro. Just have a nice day, bro. I told you that 3 times in a row, bro. Like, you be playing. Them dudes be weird on here, bro. I guess none of my mods in here.
A lot of business together. Of course, it was not a legal business, but we did a lot of business together. And I was sorry to see what happened to him. They shot the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who did it, I'm glad he got what he got. Yeah, so.
And I know Melvin used to come to your club, the turntable, a lot.
Yes, he did. He come there all the time. Melvin was like a lady man. Yeah, he come there all the time. He come to my club all the time. Yes, he did.
Can you say the name of your club?
The Lord Price Turntable, 52nd and Broadway. I met Sean Combs. I met him when he was a little boy. He used to come over to my house. His daddy used to bring him over my house. He used to come see me on various business, and he used to bring him over my house from time to time. But I met Sean about a year ago. It's been a little better than a year ago. He heard I know the father. He wanted me to tell him about his father, so I come over there and I told him something about his father, but I didn't give him the whole story because it impressed me. He just asked me, "Can you?" And I told him, "Can you?" But if it impressed me, I would have told him the whole story.
About his dad.
Yeah. Well, all I know, but I didn't do that because it's impressive. You know, if you act like you really want to know, they act like it was just another thing, so I had to go.
Right, and you knew him as Sean Combs, not as Puffy, or P. Diddy, right?
No, I know my Melvin's son. I didn't know his name. I know Melvin's son. I didn't know his name.
That's that boy Frank Lucas, man. He told. I'm trying to get more on it. It's gotta be more on the father. Okay, here's somebody that digged in it. It is somebody dug in it. I just want to know about this. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, man. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent lost points in my book for working with Netflix to put out that. You know what I'm saying? If they was going to put it out, let them put it out. But another black man shouldn't be the poster child for it. That's the purpose of this live. You know, I feel like, you know, I grew up a 50 Cent fan. I grew up a Bad Boy fan. And I felt like, you know, that 50 Cent did this because of the relationship that Puff had with his baby mother. And because of that, you know, he got a lot more hatred than the little phony little shit they had going on or what he believed. But he just felt like, yeah, he got one up on him. And dudes with money, you know, they get like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's fucked up what 50 did. I ain't gonna lie to you.
In 1938, in Harlem, New York. His father was named Isaac Combs Jr. and his mother was named Helen Combs. Now they're saying that Melvin was well educated and he even served in the Air Force during the war. And that's the Vietnam War that ended in 1973. And when he got home from the war, heroin had took over the streets of Harlem. So when he couldn't find a job, a quick, easy fix was to start selling. Now, the rumor is he was a small-time dealer until he caught the eye of big-time drug dealer, mob-related drug dealer, Nicky Barnes. Now, if anybody doesn't know what a big deal that was, then take a look at this.
Nicky Barnes was the #1 heroin dealer in the country. He's raking in millions of dollars.
In the early 1970s, Nicky Barnes was rising to the top of New York's drug trade.
He used his street knowledge to become a multi-millionaire. Nicky Barnes was the #1 heroin dealer in the country.
But success came with a price. He himself was a heroin addict. During 2 stints in prison, mobsters Joey Gallo and Matty Madonna had taught Nicky the ways of the mafia. Matty preached that for mafia dons, the key to success was discipline and distance.
Guys like Matty Madonna are telling him, look, you have to be a real player in the heroin industry. You can't use your product. And these guys want to get as far away from their heroin as possible.
Nicky had taken Matty's advice and was no longer using junk. Free of addiction, he was ready to be a serious player in the drug dealing world.
I started thinking about how am I going to get a group of guys that could insulate me.
Nicky set out to recruit the best and the brightest in the black underworld.
So he puts together a coalition of 7 top black drug dealers, and he called them the Council.
This group of men became Nicky Barnes' council, pledging to be loyal to one another.
The council oath was treat my brother as I treat myself.
Together, the council would build a hierarchy of lieutenants and dealers who'd sell the product on the streets and funnel the profits up the chain of command.
Now, the council ran very similar to the mob. They were 7 independent. So they all did their own thing, but they had rules and they worked with each other. And one of the members of the council was the very famous Frank Lucas. Now, Frank Lucas was very famous, but he became infamous when Denzel Washington played him in the movie The American Gangster. And if you watch the movie The American Gangster, then you would know that Frank Lucas was no joke. He became famous for getting rid of the middleman. And there's only one way to get rid of a middleman, and that's pow pow. And if you're living in that kind of life, everybody needs a pow pow man, which they renamed the Hitman. And this is what Melvin Combs was to Nikki Barnes, the head guy in charge. He was
Hit that
the
notification
pow-pow
button,
man,
hit that subscribe
the
button, drop a
hitman,
like, leave a comment. We
the
in here.
make them go bye-bye. Man, I mean, you get the picture. Now, you know, all of the gangster movies have a tendency to glorify this type of person, but they're not to be glorified. They have no regard for anybody except for themselves. So this is who P. Diddy's father was. And one of his good friends was no other than Frank Lucas.
Me and Melvin Combs were good friends. We were good friends. We did a lot of business together. Of course, it was not a legal business, but we did a lot of business together.
And I know Melvin used to come to your club, the turntable, a lot.
Yes, he did. He come there all the time. Melvin was like a lady man. Yeah, he come there all the time. He come to my club all the time. Yes, he did.
Can you say the name of your club?
The Lord Price Turntable, 52nd and Broadway.
And they were, as the young people would say, about that life.
Nikki Barnes' heroin seemed to be everywhere. The council had carved up Harlem and parts of Brooklyn into territories. The money rolled in, making Nikki a very rich man. He was earning more than $25 million a year, cash. But now, the newly formed Drug Enforcement Administration had him in its sights. Agents Louis Diaz and Mary Buckley were going undercover with the help of two informants who had ties to Nikki's inner circle.
Now, Nikki finds out that someone in his camp is a snitch or informant. So he falsely, okay, people, he falsely assumes that it's Diddy's father, Melvin. So Nikki himself orders the hit on Diddy's father. And they catch him sitting in a car by himself. And they went by and did the deed. So when Melvin was unalived, he was married to Diddy's mother, Janice, with 2 children. His oldest daughter named Keisha and his youngest son named Sean, who we call P. Diddy Combs. Now, according to the rumors coming from someone in Frank Lucas' camp, when Melvin passed away, yes, he had a wife and 2 children, but he also had a 22-year-old mistress at the time.
I was trying to see what happened to him. They shot the hell out. And the guy who did it, I'm glad he got what he got. Was like a lady man.
And Janice knew about this mistress. Not only did she know about the mistress, she was afraid that Melvin was going to leave her for the mistress. So when Nikki Barnes sends the trigger man to Janice's house to find out where exactly Melvin was going to be that night, she told him. And they're saying that Janice didn't know that they were going to unalive him. She thought they were just going to
shout out to the Mod Squad. Candy Cane in the building.
Melvin
Candy getting disrespectful. I need you to clean up, baby.
And to make things even more
because they getting out of hand. I mean, I had to get a lot of dudes out of there, but that go one of my motherfucking I go one of my moderators in there, and she not playing no games.
Frank Lucas, this wasn't very long because the man accused of unaliving Melvin quickly became unalived himself. And when that happened, that's when Janice walked away from that life completely. But the drug game kept on going. They said that Nikki became paranoid and he didn't trust anybody.
March 15th, 1977. After a 6-month undercover operation, prosecutors were ready to take Barnes down. Arrest warrants were issued for Nikki and more than a dozen associates. In all, 18 people were arrested along with Nikki, including council members Jazz Hayden and Guy Fisher. Authorities also seized $1 million in heroin and $300,000 in cash. On December 2nd, 1977, after 9 weeks of testimony, the verdict was in. Nikki Barnes and 10 co-defendants, including council member Jazz Hayden, were found guilty. Everyone except Nikki's protege, Guy Fisher.
Now, this didn't stop Nikki's reign of power. He ran the ring from the inside of the prison. And Guy Fisher was just the face of the organization.
Now, Fisher was running the organization. Nikki's appeals had been denied. And there was more devastating news. His protege, Guy Fisher, was having an affair with Nikki's young mistress, Shemeka.
God said that wasn't true.
Violation of one of the council's core oaths of loyalty.
That wasn't true.
Nicky decides to go after Guy Fisher with the only means he has available, which is to throw himself, to the feds and say, "I'm going to help you take these guys down."
I know I can't run this thing from here, but I could wreck the mother from here. I can't run it from here, but I could wreck it.
And wreck it is what he did. He turned state's evidence, turning any and everybody he could in. And then he goes into the witness protection program. Now, none of this helped Diddy's mother, Janice. She still had to take care of 2 small children. Now, it was during these times when the rumors came in that she was a streetwalker, a woman of the night. Now, I don't know if I necessarily believe this, but I had to say it since it's going around the internet. Also, according to Diddy, she would work up to 3 jobs to provide for her children. They also said that Diddy's father would often put his hands on his mom. Now, he doesn't remember any of that. He was 3 years old. So I don't even know if that affected him later on down the line, but this is what happened. Now, Diddy would grow up to go to college, Howard University. But he never stopped hanging around street guys. His first cousin, who they called Daryl Papa Taylor, would go on to become a member of the Black Mafia family. According to the rumors, Papa worked under the reigns of Big Meech, and we all know who Big Meech is. If you don't, then you don't watch 50 Cent's show, BMF. Big Meech was infamous and, according to the rumors, scheduled to get out of prison. I believe they said in
It
January.
doesn't have nothing to do with it. But that's what it is. So I found out that quick. So Puff Father, went to the army, came back out getting money, and Nicky Barnes had him whacked because he thought he was a rat. The whole time he wasn't a rat. So that's it. You know what I mean? But that'll be another topic, man. I get into that, but I gotta get back into what I feel personally about this. To be honest with you, is that episode 2 here. You go, I found it. So what I honestly feel about this, I feel like this. If you just tune in, please hit that notification button. Please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment. Donate to the channel. Please donate to the channel. Go to that right there. Look, see right there, under there. Look, right there, under there. Man, buy something, man. Just buy a mug, buy a sticker. $2.99 ain't gonna hurt you. $9.99 ain't gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? Give us some Christmas gifts. And I don't celebrate Christmas, but I celebrate gifts. I like gifts. All right, let's get into this.
And I'm going to let you professionals look at the situation.
We heard this part. I want to get into part 2. I want to get into part 2 of this.
His collapse in that hotel room feel even heavier because you're seeing how his need for power damaged the people who once helped build his success. And Kalena isn't the only bad boy artist.
Now, what are you hearing is from the documentary, and what I'm doing is, it's only 2 parts out already. So if you got Netflix, you can go and you can go see this for yourself. Go check out the full documentary. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Diddy fan, if you're not a Diddy fan, what's your take on it? My take on it is that it is what it is, and they have some footage in there that Diddy actually, his team recorded themselves. So they put it together in a 4-part series and put it out the way that they wanted to put out. If you just tuned in, Diddy had a deal with Netflix to do a documentary, but he lost the case, and he looks at it like the footage is, irrelevant. This is my opinion. You know what I mean? And the footage is irrelevant. So by the footage being irrelevant, boom, he gets his time. He's in jail. He's been in jail almost 18 months now. He got found guilty. He got found guilty of 2 charges, the Mann Act law. He was sentenced to 50 months. They pull this before the holidays on him. You know what I mean? They pull this for the holidays on him, and I think it's fucked up, but in the society that we live in, we know that the gatekeepers and the people that don't respect the culture but make so much money off the culture will put anything out to make money off the culture and damage the culture, because in this entertainment business, every day a star is born. Every day a star is born. So it's like, hey, the new Puffs is born every day. So, but the part that was really heartbreaking to me and really alarming to me is that they made another successful black man the face of it, and which is Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, which is a legendary guy in my eyes. I fucks with him. Shout out to 50 for buying the studio out of Shreveport, for being successful from the music business to the clothing business to the vitamin water to just making these series on Stars. 50 did a lot of legendary shit. But for 50 to take the forefront and act like he's doing this in the name of hip hop, he's so disgusted at the type of guy that Puff is. He's glad that he's out there. I disagree. My opinion is that the way that Puffy was dealing with 50 Cent son's mother, and there's nothing wrong. We men, we all love our kids' mother. You know what I'm saying? We all love her. But then when you find out and see certain things that she's doing when y'all no longer together, could be very devastating and alarming, because when you're in love with a woman, you love her. So you don't want to ever see a body get mistreated. You know what I mean? And it's your son mother. Especially, your son got to grow up knowing this was a big thing in the world, and his father, and your mother was a part of this. So I get it. I get the night, oh man, you did this, but I wouldn't have handled this on the internet. And also just the man law, the street man law. It might don't matter to you guys, but the man law is that if we got something like this and I'm already down, I'm already down. You kicking me while you down. You don't do that. That man locked up. Or if that person deceased, man, you just don't go piss on their grave. The damage already done. They out of there. They can't come back. It ain't nothing you got to worry about no more. He's locked up. To be the poster child for that, for the hidden agenda that's bigger than 50 is fucked up. So now everybody that we seen that's black that do some shit like this, be the poster child for some wild shit against another black person, eventually their time comes within the next 3 to 10 years. You understand? That's why I wouldn't have did that. 50's not yearning for money. 50 already got a big bag. 50 already dropping series that people love. I don't see why he did that. And he did it. I do see why. I don't respect why he did that, but I see why he did it. He did it because of his kid's mother, and he felt like Puffy was doing things to his kid's mother that was just out of order. But at the end of the day, how I truly honestly feel about it is that she was doing what she wanted to do, bro. And that's what you didn't know about her. You know what I'm saying? You was on, like they said, he was on the beach skipping behind, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Look at Adam 22 wife, Lena. He's married to her. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I think. He's a hurt man. And I said it earlier, he's like a naive baby father. You know what I'm saying? And you did that, bro. Now, and I know you probably don't give a fuck because these dudes are rich. But I didn't think out of everybody, I didn't think 50 would do this. Like, get this that time of day. And I know like the big dogs that fuck with him, like, damn, bro, that was a devastating blow, even though that's your rivalry. But he said it out his mouth. Him and Puff never heard each other. You let his son be in one of your series, so, but you pull this on why he locked up and can't defend himself. That's my thing. That's a fucked up move. You know what I mean? That's a fucked up move. That's bad blood. And you put a dude that's in a program to try and get it back out in society, and a dude that got to come home, you put him in a worse situation than he already was in. And the jurors is on there saying they ain't find him guilty of it because they ain't believing. And I felt like Puff was on trial for what he did in his bedroom, bro. If Puff would have been on trial for domestic violence for what happened, that was on tape, because like I said, there's a lot of y'all that get in domestic violence shit. There's a lot of y'all that do fucked up shit, but it ain't got caught on tape and you ain't got caught for it yet. So just watch it before you judge. That's how I feel. And I feel like 50 Cent did that because he felt like, you know what I mean, Puff was slutting his baby mother out and he ain't like that. And now he want anything to damage the man. You know what I mean? I ain't feeling that. You know, he always had his jokes and all that, baby. All that shit was funny. You know what I'm saying? You could get that. Nobody funny. Puff son dropped a diss against 50 because he was tired of 50 playing with his father. But this right here is just a devastating blow. So, you know, Diddy got money too. So now this is what I'm saying. It's bad just for the culture. And it's bad for the culture. And it's bad for older black men, because it's like, yo, now Puff and his team and everybody, because he got a bag, trying to dig up anything they can get on him, trying to get people to turn against him. You get what I'm saying? But one thing that I don't think will bother 50 Cent is getting people to turn against him. Puff fucking your chick and doing her like that, that broke his heart, bro. That broke his heart, bro. That get back a motherfucker. So I heard, and like somebody said early in the chat, and what people been saying, he did it to Rick Ross' baby mother. But Rick Ross ain't go out to meat racket and do all that shit. He did it to big Rick Ross' baby mother. Rick Ross paid him no mind, cracked his jokes, and went up. And it just kept getting money. It is what it is. It happens with broads, bro. It happens with broads, bro. It happened with men. You know what I mean? What if our girls or our exes see what we be doing with the next woman? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it wasn't your girl no more. Obviously, it didn't work with y'all two, because if it worked with y'all two, she wouldn't have never been around, did it? So y'all wasn't together. Or was Diddy doing this tour while she was with you and she was coming home with that stench, kissing you after she been with Diddy, Cassie, and some escorts? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? You doing that for that reason. That's just how I feel. You know what I mean? I feel like that's soft. 50 ain't shit. You damn right. And people have the right to see that. If you see a dude hit a woman like that, or you see a woman hit a man like that, and you see that and people turn against them, they have a right to do that. Dudes gonna say what they gonna say, and women gonna say what they gonna say. Nobody knocking that. We talking about 50 a big boy celebrity, y'all. And being as though 50's a big boy celebrity, he definitely was in the mix to knowing what was going on. It wasn't none of his business, because at the end of the day, it's the truth be told. If she like it, I love it. Cassie, and this is one thing I'm saying: no woman should be having her hands put on by a man, and no woman should be putting her hands on a man. Vice versa. That's the facts of the law. But it happens. But it happens, bro. But it happens. It's not right at all, but it happens, bro. It happens, bro. And couples probably don't even pay no mind. Other people in the don't pay no mind, bro. Because that's what the dude where I come from, bro. If you won't pull no weapon, stab that girl, bust that girl head, or do nothing, man. I done seen motherfucking girls be the aggressor. I come from Baltimore. I seen dudes be the aggressor. I seen dudes and they girls just get down. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I mean, it happens, bro. Like that. Like Boosie said it the best. Like, don't act like you ain't never seen your auntie pick up something and hit your uncle. Don't ever act like you ain't seen your uncle smack your auntie. Like, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, bro. Y'all gotta stop, right? Exactly. After that, going home, kissing him. Nobody thought like that. Okay? Nobody thinks like that. Nobody thinks that, like, hear me, yo, didn't you used to fight your little sister? You know what I mean? I didn't grow up fighting my sister, but my sister punched me in my stomach before. My brother and my sister was fighting in the house before. Like, it happens, bro. It happens. It shouldn't happen on a brutal level. It shouldn't happen at all, but it happens, bro. It happens, bro. We shouldn't drink liquor after 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't do a lot of shit we do, but it happens, bro. It happens, bro. We not saying it's right. We not saying it's wrong. We just saying it happens. To each his own. But for those women down the house or roof getting burnt on and getting stuff like that, or getting assaulted, sexually assaulted and shit like that, that ain't right. Dudes got to face their consequences. But we're talking about consensual sex, and we're talking about drugs, money, sex, entertainment, status, all that shit mixed with a young girl dealing with an older guy. Like, nobody, like I said, bro, he got charged with domestic violence, hitting that girl and doing all that shit. He would have got charged and been prosecuted in a court of law and got to face his time like a man, bro. Like a man, bro. But what I'm saying is, bro, I'm just being honest. And any real chick, any real woman gonna say, bro, what did she do? Because that's how my mama taught me. That's how people taught, what did she do, bro? It ain't no man. Man, rich, bro. Man, a billionaire. So at the end of the day, yo, that can bother her. He got the bag. She don't. She don't, bro. She don't, bro. So you don't know what she did, bro. What she took out the thing, whatever happened, bro. You know what I mean? It wasn't right what he did. Whatever. What did she do? How could you provoke somebody to run out a hotel room where they know it's cameras in the hallway with their fucking thing on, all because, and they said, oh, she didn't want to have sex. This is what the scenario was. She didn't want to have a threesome. That's why she ran out. She didn't want to have a threesome, so she was fully clothed, and he butt naked, and somebody else butt naked, and she don't have no clothes on, and she do this. Man, come on, bro. Tell that to somebody else. Tell that to somebody else, bro. Tell that to somebody else, bro. Domestic violence, the man guilty of, everybody's seen it. There's no justifying it. We don't give a fuck what she done. Bro, whatever she done, damn, that's fucked up. But bro, you got caught on camera for what you done. You got to do what you got to do as a man. Face your charges as a man. We get that. But when it came to all that sex tapes and all that shit, bro, I mind my motherfucking business. That's that man. If that man want to have Petroleum and jelly, goddamn peanut butter and jelly, and baby or $1 million, I don't go in people's house snooping around. People got a bunch of weird shit in their goddamn house, bro. You know what I'm saying? In my house, boy, you better not go in that room and lay across that motherfucking bed, boy. Me and mommy been in here, boy. That's why we tell you stay out of our room. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about 50 Cent being a poster child for those white people over at Netflix, bro, and put that out and putting his face on it and acting like he's doing this because he's ashamed and he's speaking up for hip hop. Fuck no. Speak up for dudes getting jerked. Right, so it's just might be certain things going on there. So that's why just a little kid, my people like stay out of my room. Like you might stumble over something. That's why it's a bedroom. Even my kids, I don't go hanging out in their room and they young. They 10, 11 years old. I don't hang out in their room because I want to teach them, hey man, that's your private place until we come in here like we correctional officers and shake it down because we got the right to do that. You don't got the right to go shake down our room, but we got the right to go shake down your shit. You know what I mean? That's the truth of the matter. I come out that marble out. My mother, you know, that's when she locked her room. My grandmother locked their rooms. Like they locked their rooms. I grew up with my grandmother locked her room. Not because nobody was stealing nothing. She didn't want us in there. You know what I mean? She didn't want us in there if she wasn't in it. You know? But him putting that out, again, you know, not to get off topic, 50 putting that out was very devastating to me. And it really, really, really bothered me, man. I couldn't believe it, bro. That was tough. You know what I mean? That was tough. And I'm like, yo, if you don't like, bro, it's so much shit, yo, you could just laugh and joke. Like, even if you don't like the dude, and I wish death in jail on nobody unless they hand call for it. That's just the truth. I wish death or jail on nobody unless they hand call for it. And I wish jail on nobody. But some shit you're gonna have to go down for, bro. You know, some shit, if you break the law, you get caught for it, you got to face your consequences like a man. And we all can agree in this chat right now that Diddy is taking his consequences like a man. And all these dudes that we praising, dudes on the internet praising a bunch of dudes for telling and cooperating. Bro ain't speak nobody's name, bro. Bro went to trial, yo. He faces charges, everything as a man. He was never charged with domestic violence. He made a public apology, and on top of that, she made a silver suit, and the silver suit was settled out of court for a large amount of cash. And each and every way, the man Puff paying his debt back to society. And why do we as people say that? Why people gotta keep carrying on and carrying on and carrying on? Is it a fact that Cassie came to the light and said he was doing this and that? And it's not saying that money heals shit. So before somebody ignorant on the chat say that, but did Cassie have our lawyers suit up and go hit him with a suit? And did he have his lawyers suit up and settle the lawsuit? Yes. That's what happened. And I'm not saying that the money, you know, cleaned up everything and make that girl feel better. But that girl agreed to the settlement out of court. So whatever the settlement was, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, Cassidy agreed with the money. So at the end of the day, and the statute of limitations was up for the domestic violence. I got ripped to everything. Y'all took everything from me. I'm humiliated in front of my mother, my daughter, the fans, people not fucking with me. And also she asked for this amount of money for her pain and suffering, everything she about to do. We settled for this. Okay. I went to trial. I was accused of racketeering, doing all these horrible things. Cassie Ventura, along with a bunch of other women, testified against me. They wasn't threatened. They didn't have to go in witness protection. They didn't have to do none of that. They got in court, pointed me out, and said what they said. The jury went in for deliberation. 12 people that everybody, the world knows they got picked. 12 people of my peers went and picked it. I picked 12. I went to trial. I got found not guilty of the RICO and 3 other charges. They found me guilty of 2 charges. I thought I was coming home. No. They gave me 50 months plus 3 years supervised probation in federal prison. What the fuck else can the man do? Y'all tell me in the chat. What else can he do? I just broke it down to you. And now you make a documentary about me? How else can you be? How else can you be handled? How else you can be handled? I've been sued. I dealt with the lawsuit. I've been convicted. I'm dealing with the jail time. What more can you do? Be honest with me. Exactly. Exactly. So what are we talking about here? Come on, y'all. That's why I'm angry about this. Every which way that Diddy could be handled for his wrongdoing, he's facing. Why are people still going back and forth with the shit? That's fucked up to me, bro. Just like with OJ Simpson, bro, they found him not guilty of the murder charges. The family won a huge lawsuit, but for years and years and years, he had to deal with that. That's not fair, bro. Everybody said, "Oh, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Muslim, I'm this and that." You can't find forgiveness of your heart after somebody pay their consequences. Now it's like, we're not saying Puff got found guilty on not guilty on everything. He ain't pay Cassie the money, this and that. Then I can see people going around, but every which way, yo, guy, they hit his pockets. They sent him to prison, bro. He's sitting up in prison with 50 months, bro. With a newborn baby. With a little kid about 2-3 years old. You know what I mean? With a new kid. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. And then there's a lot of deadbeats out here. It's a lot of goddamn deadbeats out here, but that man out here taking care of his kids. Hey, a lot of niggas might be like, nigga, he got the means. You goddamn right. So, you know what I mean? He wasn't not a type of nigga, rich nigga that was afraid to display his children in the public eyes. Exactly, bro. Yeah, I am, man. Hey, Candy Cane, man. I'm gonna get out your way. I'm gonna get up there and do it now in the future. When I get off, man. You know what I mean? We on fire right now. Hit that notification button, man. I need 50 likes, man. Get me 50 likes in there, man. The more likes you give me, man, they pushes this content into the algorithm. So the likes been going up and they've been pushing into the algorithm. I think at its peak, we had like 172 in here. I really appreciate everybody for tapping in. Exactly. And nobody's mentioning that. Diddy ain't take nobody with him. They don't talk about that. And 50 supposed to be a street guy. And a lot of motherfuckers was involved. He ain't take nobody with him. This ain't the Epstein file. He ain't take nobody with him. He ain't take nobody with him. He ain't say, I got this 50 months, I'm willing to cooperate. He ain't take nobody with him. But it shouldn't be glorified because you ain't supposed to be no rat never in no situation, bro. But at the end of the day, I'm saying Cassie said I did all this stuff to her, right? Cassie brought lawyers and asked for a certain amount of money. We came to agreement. I settled out of court. Cassie felt as though she got the money and still worked with the federal government to come testify against me. I went to trial. I got found not guilty of the RICO and all the stuff that was basically about Cassie and them other girls, and found guilty of the Mann Act. I got 50 months in prison. I lost my Revo deal, Sean John deal. I lost everything. Came with the deals. Big companies, parted ways with me. You understand what I'm saying? I still got 7 kids out there without I'm still a father. You understand me? I'm serving time in jail. I did everything that a man. I'm facing my consequences as a billionaire. A lot of men don't take accountability. Hey, whether you like the apology or not, he got on camera. He apologized, whether you like it or not. Whatever he had to do, he's been doing, bro. Leave the man the fuck alone, bro. That's how I feel. Leave the man the fuck alone. Everything that he's supposed to do that he did, bro. You say, yo, you do the crime, you do the time, bro. The crime that he was convicted of, he doing the motherfucking time, bro, for it. Believe that, bro. The girl said that she wanted this amount for her pain and suffering. Man, he settled out of court, man. The girl got a chance in front of the whole courtroom in the world and tell her side of the story. He sat there, man. He sat there, man. Not one time did he say that them women was lying or none of that, bro. He sat there, bro. He sat there. What do you call a man that stand on his own 2 feet, yo, and faces reality and take his punishment like a man? You get another rich man because of a woman. Like how men say, because of some pussy. Like women say, because of some dick. Bro, I did everything. These people got me in chains. My newborn baby, everything is going on, bro. I paying my debt back to society. I got to hit my pockets every which way that person can say, shit, his ass need to go to jail. He in jail. His ass need to be sued. He got sued. His ass motherfuckers need to stop fucking with Revolt. Everything's gone. What else can he do? What else you do? Exactly, bro. What else can you do, man? You during the time I took the lawsuit, man. I lost all my business ventures. What else can I do, bro? Die. I wake up in the morning, nigga, 50 Cent, rich as fuck, man. Oh, shit, now he's mad about his girl. Why you ain't keep it then, 50? Why you ain't give her the threesomes, bro? Why you ain't give her the things that she wanted, bro? Why did she ended up with me and my girl and our nasty life? How did she end up in here, bro? I'm on trial and still paying her rent, bro. You love her so much that you willing to go and put a documentary series and get behind these white people that hate me. That first I had to deal with them first to do this series my fucking self. They didn't give me creative control because Puff's still a businessman. Netflix didn't give me creative control of my shit, my story, and my life. You go over there and get some type of business deal because you don't got the creative control because Diddy didn't get the creative control. Why them people won't need the creative control? But you just got with them people and it's the poster child. 50 ain't write this shit. 50 just the poster child. The executive producer. Shout out to Third World. My nephew Spaz. He explained that to me. What role? You know, I mean, he's probably whatever he did for it. He should have just kept his name off the shit. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? You could bring it's just fucked up, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. For a man that paid his debt back, got sued, lost everything, you know what I mean, and gotta reinvent itself and regroup, you still kicking them, bro. It's bad, bro. That's not good, bro. And it was just a bad look for the black culture. You know what I mean? I think that was a fucked up move on behalf of Netflix, but Netflix and Hulu and these big companies out here always gonna make fucked up moves. They're always gonna make, bad judgments, and whether in the near future I do business with them or not. You know what I'm saying? I just hope my business is good business. You know what I mean? But that type of business I'm not gonna engage in because I'm like, if you want to engage in that, I got some fucked up stories that you can engage with, but the skin tone might be different. You know what I mean? I got some stories just straight from Baltimore, but the skin tone might be different. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Why you making documentaries of these, these Caucasian kids is going in there killing their mother and fathers? It's like so much shit that you could raise awareness on, bro. But you ain't gonna raise awareness on it because it don't make sense to you. But kicking the man that's paying his debt back and doing everything, how the hell is they gonna say hip hop behind this? You know what I mean? The movie industry, everybody in the movie industry wasn't doing what Harvey Weinstein did. You know what I mean? That everybody in the fashion world is not doing what the dude from Abercrombie and Fetch, Abercrombie. Everybody ain't doing what he did. You get what I'm saying? So that don't make the fashion world look bad. You know what I mean? And Puff was never a rapper. Puff is not in the books for beats, rhymes. He's not in the books for boom bap. He's an executive. He's a music executive, just like a lot of these cold music executives. You know what I mean? Like these cold music executives. A lot of these cold music executives, a lot of these dudes that you don't hear from in a long time that's popping up the last, 5-10 years, telling their story why they out the music. You know what I mean? They telling you a lot of wild shit going on. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is at the end of the day, bro, Puff was found guilty. Puff dealing with his consequences like a man, and Puff ain't take nobody with him. And I think that was just a cold-blooded snake move on behalf of 50 Cent. I don't think that 50 should have pulled that off. That was wild. You know what I'm saying? That was wild. You know what I mean? They made you the poster child for that, bro. You know what I mean? Now you win now. The interviews you in now, like you turned a whole different way. You know what I mean? And that jealousy, that envy, that hate that so much of us black people got for one another, bro, had just exploded. It had just exploded, bro. Your true feelings came out, bro. 50 Curtis, 50 Cent Jackson, and the love and respect that I had for you just as a black man, a businessman. I'm a fan of your music, a fan of your sirs, fan of your business, man. I watch, you know, your whole career unfold. You know what I'm saying? I watch you, man. You know what I'm saying? From the mixtapes all the way to the, you know, platinum records, bro. Fan of 50 Cent, bro. I thought that was a dynasty. Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, Young Buck, and Game. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my dream tours. I would love to see them get back together. Who Kid and them, you know what I'm saying? I would love that, you know, that crew to get back together, that G Unit, the scene rocking that G Unit. I would like to see the launch of the G Unit shit. All that, bro. I have nothing bad to say about 50 Cent because, like, again, I don't know Diddy, I don't know 50, but I follow their careers, and all of us that's fans that grow up on these dudes, man, we study them and watch them so much that we feel like we know them. You get what I'm saying? And these artists have been out for a long time, you know what I'm saying? 25, 30 years, you know what I mean? 20 plus years. Let's just give them that. They've been out for 20 plus years. So we grew up seeing these dudes moves, and I never really seen 50, you know, pull no wild moves in my eyes. You know what I mean? Even with the Murder Inc. beef. And again, I'm a fan of Murder Inc. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know these guys, Josh, Ashanti, Black Child, the niggas was tying up, you know, all the niggas was hard. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know nothing about dudes' personal beefs, but I didn't see no flaw in 50 jacking into this shit. And this is one of them flaws. Like, damn, shorty, you a wild dude, bro. You a wild dude. You put the suit on, boy. You got the professional voice on, boy. You definitely moved up into the house. You definitely in the White House now, my nigga. You know what I mean? 50 definitely in the White House shining. And I would personally like to hear what Tony Yayo, the spokesman, have to say. No, Yayo's a logical guy. You know, Yayo's a logical guy. When he talks with common sense. I want to know what Yayo feels about this. But, you know, Yayo is man. And Yayo ain't feeling this on the back end. I'm just being honest. Like, yo, you know, fifth. Nah, Yayo talk your fifth. I mean, the man been convicted. He paid the girl. He lost all his deals. He got 50 months in prison. Like, I don't think you should do that. You know what I mean? But he might get kicked out the White House. So, you know, I don't knock Yayo, man. You know, shout out to 50, shout out to Ye, Uncle Murder. What Uncle Murder gonna put in this rap? You know, most of this shit gonna be about the Diddy shit. Anyway, little dirt in them. But I'm just saying, man, like it's on a Puff tip. Like, come on, Puff. Puff, man, he down, man. I know he's like, come on, Fifth, man. You kicking the man while he down, man. It's just a man, you know, 50 Cent lost and the part about it is you did this to Rick Ross. Like you did this to Rick Ross. Like you went so low blow to put, you know, the you know, his children mother on blast and do all this. And you know, to in your defense, you could say, yo, she's a grown woman and she did what she wanted to do. That's what you can say. In your defense, you can say, man, she was a grown woman. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. And that's what I did. And you did that. And nobody, you know, some dudes, you know, the Rick Ross guys and his fans, you know, felt the way. But overall, the internet was kind of like supporting you on the troll tip. Like you did that shit to another man and you doing it again. Like you get real tender over here, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. 50 crazy. Hell yeah. But Yayo, I can't say some sucker shit because Yayo, I thought I wrote him up. Yayo, I'll be going against the grain. And in that situation, you can't go against the grain because you've been eating for years. You know what I'm saying? Years off 50. You know what I'm saying? Yayo been eating years off 50. So, you know, if I was Yayo, I would love to hear Yayo's opinion on it. But the type of shit 50 doing, he might stop fucking with Yayo if Yayo say the wrong thing. But if I could talk to Yayo off the books, I'm pretty much sure that Yayo will be like, yeah, man, you know, big homie, man, tripping. You know what I mean? That's all you can say. Like when you in a crew, you can speak up. You know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? But it's like, damn, you know, bro, that's fucked up, bro. That's some sucker ass shit you know why that man locked up. You know what I mean? I know where I come from. Dudes would tell us some sucker ass shit you doing. Yeah, you put out a documentary about a nigga while he locked up. Man, the girl got paid. He lost all his deals. He got convicted. He got 50 months in prison, a bunch of fucking probation. Man, he got shit going on, bro. So you think that it was cool enough to get with them people at they didn't want to give him creative control over his shit? You know what I mean? So now these people in big corporations are gonna be playing games with him because they felt like he guilty but was found not guilty. You gonna be a part of that? After he gave that girl $30 million, after he did 50 months in prison, after he lost all his deals, you know what I mean? Regrouping, got his family and kids to take care of or whatever, trying to regroup himself as a brand. Also, he got his kids out there trying to work and push shit out there. You know what I mean? Like you really think that was cool, bro? That's fucked up, bro. I mean, you do, cause y'all beefing. But I just want you to know up front, man, you did that shit because he was fucking your baby mother, fit. That's why I tell him you did that shit because yo was fucking your baby mother, bro. That shit ain't like it's not a genuine thing that you doing, but you my man. I ain't gonna go against you, you know, in the public, but right here in front of us, bro, that's some wild shit you did. You know what I mean? That's what true friends will tell you. You know what I mean? And if he kicked you out the group for that, you should have been saving your money. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, man. I'm trying to get to 60 likes, man. Please, man. I'll be so happy, man. Subscribe to my channel, please, man. Please subscribe to my channel, bro. You know what I mean? Saying, damn, that this shit fell, but won't say to face to face. Yeah, you know what I mean? Banks ain't been fucking with him because, you know, I don't know their personal business, but I'm a Lloyd Banks fan, and I heard what 50, you know, 50 is a person that doesn't mind saying what he feels. You know, 50 is not a shell person. So 50 is a person that I had that conversation with you. You get what I'm saying? I just feel like 50 like that. 50 had that conversation with you. Like he a man at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You know, some men do soft shit. That don't mean that we not gonna call it out because you rich as fuck and you can cut us off for that. You know what I mean? But you know, if they in this entourage murdering them, they don't got nothing to do with 50. Dude, 50 is his own man. He make his own decisions. But off the books, you know what I mean? You know, you see me on camera, I'll just be like, man, that's how the homie feel. That's how the homie feel. And I'm leaving it alone. But off the cameras, I'm telling some fucked up shit you did, bro. You really that mad at that man because he was slutting that freak out, man. I understand that shit, baby mother and all that. Cool, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you mad at that man for that, bro. You'll give her a couple million, bro. Give her a couple million, bro. And get your son, bro, and tell her, go ahead, man. Something, bro. Like this, you know. She's gonna be writing books and tell all stories, bro. For real. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. This ain't, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Diddy gonna strategize, bro. Diddy gonna strategize, yo. I'm not gonna lie, yo. Diddy gonna strategize, bro. I'm telling you, he gonna hit him back. Because 50 feel like this is just a friendly rap war. Yeah. 50 Cent feels like this is just a friendly rap war and everything gonna be okay. Hell no, man. 50? Man, if a nigga did you like that, man, if you was locked up, man, come on, bro. And you and Diddy know what this over. This is not over nothing but your baby mother. This ain't nothing but this ain't nothing but over your baby mother. This ain't about nothing else, bro. Over your baby mother. And I'm not gonna sit here on camera and fake to you. If I wasn't with my baby mother or something like that, and I see that type shit and know that she was doing this shit, I'll be mad as shit too. You got the right to be mad, bro. You got the right to be mad. Nobody knocking you for being mad, bro. You got the right to be mad, bro. She kid mother, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you got a little that's growing up that can possibly see this shit one day. Oh, you gonna see it because the internet fucked up. And you got kids and their parents and you know people run their mouth in their kitchens and at the dinner table. You get what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? She made an ass out of herself by even involving herself in this shit. When she could have probably, you know what I mean, got hit off on the side for real. So she put herself out there. You know what I mean? And that's just that was thinking in my mind 50. I just say, yo, it's not gonna make me stop being a fan of 50 Cent or you know, stop, but 50 Cent lost points in my book. And I know one thing about that boy 50 Cent, bro. He'll throw you on the bus dealing with the women because he did it to Rick Ross. Now he doing it. He teamed up with Netflix to crucify Diddy. At the Diddy already paying his debt back to society. At the Diddy already, and like I said, bro, I'm not, people in the comments say Diddy's a monster. You right. In your eyes, you can feel like he's a monster. Diddy got what he deserved. You right. You could feel like that. And then some people feel like, man, they found him not guilty of that other shit, man. They fucking Puff over. You know what I mean? Like I said, bro, you got people that's with you and people that's against you. You get what I'm saying? But we know the number one person that counts, bro, is God, bro. So whatever happened, God felt like I'm not going to have this man convicted of this. You know what I mean? That man living, bro. He's living, bro. He's living, bro. He's living. And I feel like he's his consequences. He paying for him, bro. He really paying for him, bro. Like what? Y'all tell me in the comments. This is the time in the comments because I like to engage with my people. Right? This is the question. Do y'all feel like Puff paid the price for what he was involved in and for the things he did by settling the lawsuit, by the apology, whether you like the apology or not, by going to trial, being found not guilty, by not testifying against nobody, telling on nobody, by taking full accountability as a man, going to trial, facing his accusers, getting sentenced to federal prison, being away from his kids, being away from his mother, all that, losing all his businesses, everybody off the business with him, and now he's sitting in federal prison for 50 months. Like, do y'all think as a man, and when you do something wrong, do y'all think he's paying the price? Yes or no? Do y'all think he's paying the price? That's all I want to know. Do y'all think he's paying the price? Come on, man. Put it in the comment box. Do y'all think he's paying the price? Do y'all think Diddy's paying the price? Settling lawsuits and doing all this shit. Then people losing lawsuits because the courts ain't even buying it. So do y'all think in y'all mind right now, please, yes or no, put it in the chat. Do y'all think in y'all mind that Diddy is paying the price for his actions? And he has taken accountability. The court system is making him take his accountability. Everybody that was fucking with him cut him off. He away from his kids. He got sued. It hit his pockets. You know what people say? Do anything, hit his pockets. So what happens when everything is on there? That's what I want y'all. Come on, man. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. You know what I mean? Real talk. What do y'all think, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what I'm asking y'all. Right now. What y'all think? Yeah, he did. He paid the price, bro. That man paid the price, bro. He paid the price. I ain't even lying to you, yo. He paid the price. Yeah, being a freaking boy, not a crime, not my cup of tea. Yeah, that's straight up. That's straight up. But I'm saying my question is, after being sued, after getting sent into prison, after losing all my deals and being away from my family, everything scripted. I mean, I'm a regular federal inmate serving time like the rest of these dudes, and nobody wants to fuck with me. I gotta reinvent myself. Y'all don't think I paid the price? Y'all don't think enough is enough? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just being honest, man. I'm just keeping it real, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100 with everybody. Like, I can't really just, I don't want nobody to fab or nothing different. Like, I'm just keeping it 100. I think Puff is paying his debt back to society. I think Puff, for everything that he did, he's paying the price for. And anything that he did that people feel like he got away with, he didn't get away with it with God. You know what I mean? And all of us have to face our day of judgment one day. All of us have to face our day of judgment one day. And when we face that day of judgment, that day of coming, then you got to answer for everything that you got away with or you thought you got away with it. But in the public eyes, that man is paying his debt back to society in every way, shape, form, or fashion, bro. Anything else, bro, God got to deal with that, bro. God will handle that man, bro. Now, man, you could feel like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could feel like that, bro. You could feel like that, bro. That's your opinion because Diddy had a trial and he put himself out there for public opinion. So one thing about me is I'm not afraid of public opinion. I'm not afraid to give people their voice. This is the United States of America. It's the United States of America. All 89 of you have your opinion. You have your opinion. Whether I agree with it or disagree with it, that's your opinion. Maybe I could disagree with it and help you have a better opinion or a better outlook on it, but you are entitled to your own opinion. So I'm not mad at that. Man, because, man, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to do it. Man, when I get a chance, it doesn't bother me like that. All right, listen. All right, this is what I'm ready to do. Right now, Right now, I'm going to take the chirp out, right? If 5 people right now donate to the channel, there's 5 people donate with the channel, you won't hear the chirp no more. I'm going to go get the ladder, I'm going to get up on the ladder, and I'm going to change the battery, and the chirp going to be gone. You know what I mean? The chirp's going to be gone. It's a little thing right there. That's all you got to do is show love. You know what I mean? Get a job, bro. I got a job, bro. I actually go at 4 o'clock. I mean, a good one, too. You know what I mean? I don't even like your attitude, Byron. I'm going to let you go in. I don't even like your attitude, bro. You mad, bro. You mad, bro. You know what I mean? There you go. I ain't start out begging for shit. Now I could do it. I could do it when I want to. But I'm saying it's bothering somebody. It's bothering you so bad, so donate. Is it bothering you so bad, then hey, make me get out of my chair and go do it. Begging, I'll be tripping me out. You know what begging is? Go out your house, go out your front door. They begging. I'm begging. I said donate to the fucking channel. That's what the channel for, to donate. But you pay Netflix every month. You play Hulu, you play HBO Max. Out of here, man. Say something else, man. You out of here too. What? All right, come on, bro. All you hear is a chirp. You can't even hear the chirp. No chirp. It's no chirp. There it is. It go one chirp. Chirp's like every 10 seconds. You know what? It kind of like keep me on point. It lets me know in case I get my train of thoughts off. All right, man. This is a segment when I'm getting into the news, man. I'm gonna watch that second one myself. Let's get into the news, man. Chow. Oh, that's the type of stuff I like, and the type of stuff I like to put out there. You know what I mean? This is what I like to put out there. You know what I mean? I like this.
The father of Rachel Marin's eldest daughter now faces child pornography charges. Fox 45's Vincent Hill is following the case and joins us live with these disturbing details. Vincent.
I've seen too disturbing to mention on air, but the charge documents painting a very graphic picture.
One tip, and we can save other lives, and we can bring justice to Rachel, her family, and her children.
That was 51-year-old Matthew McMahon in September of 2023, as the search for Rachel Marin's killer was still underway. A year later, McMahon, speaking with Fox 45 again, after the killer of his oldest daughter's mother was arrested.
Joy, relief, gratitude.
Even shedding a tear that the daughter he shared with Rachel was expecting her own child.
Faye told me that she's going to introduce a little girl into the world later this year.
But Wednesday, the sympathy that was once there for McMahon, now anger towards him.
He needs to be charged to the full extent of the law.
As he sits in the Hartford County Detention Center, charged with 10 counts of child pornography. Charging documents revealing the disturbing details
this
in a months-long investigation. Detectives with the Maryland State Police Tracked McMahon's computer after an IP address, later identified as McMahon's, was used to download 59 files from BitTorrent between August 16th and August 17th of this year. The videos, according to the charging documents, showing children performing sexual acts with adult males. Details too disturbing to mention, but the youngest child, believed to be 6 to 8 years old.
Oh my word, I have a 6-year-old grandson.
Residents in Hartford County shocked and sickened by the allegations.
That makes me sick.
God, it makes me sick too.
Horrible. I have a granddaughter that's 3.
I think that's really upsetting. And
that's right.
Just something like that happening in this area is crazy to me.
Investigators conducted a search warrant on McMahon's residence in Bel Air on November 25th, where they said McMahon admitted to using BitTorrent and that no one else had access to his devices. He was read his Miranda rights and refused to answer questions.
And for this family to be through so much and now having to deal with this, that's just,
it ain't us.
Horrible. So sad.
Now, as he awaits his day in court, like he once did for the killer of his child's mother.
Someone like that actually lives so close to us.
A different perception
you need to go
than that of a loving father.
Having a monster out there like that.
He's a monster. That's a monster.
6-year-old.
That's a monster.
He needs to be off the streets.
That's a monster.
Kids.
That's a monster. No, not no Diddy. That's some dude from out Hartford
The detention center without bail. He's due back in court next month.
But
to
I
face
played
these
that to
charges.
show y'all that it be more going on in the world, and this is what people with a platform choose to put out there. And one thing that it bothers me with certain platforms is you always crucifying your own kind. Yes, us as black people, they do a ton of stupid shit. I agree with you 100%. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet is the reason people go down. I get that, bro. But guess what? It's Chinese people. It's Arabic people. It's white people. It's Korean people. It's got them Irish people. It's Polish people. It's Italian people. There's people out here that's doing fucked up shit, bro. And they all need to be put on blast. They all need to be put on blast. It ain't just hip hop celebrity millionaires. We have real shit going on in our communities. Real shit going on. You know what I mean? We got real shit going on in our communities. Ain't no laughing joke. Yeah. My baby hit hard. All y'all joking. That's one thing about her. She got my motherfucking back. No, I'm not trying to say that he's innocent, bro. I'm saying that how's he, bro? What? Like, bro, that don't even make no sense, bro. I'm gonna show it. I don't even care. You know what I mean? Yo, bro. Listen to me, bro. So I'm gonna say this so you can understand this. Let me look at the camera. Diddy, right? Sean Puffy Combs, right? So you can hear me, y'all. Has been convicted and tried in the court of law, the federal court of law, which is the big court. He was found not guilty of the RICO and these weird charges. He was found guilty of 2 charges, which I think he got 3 to 5 years probation and 50 months in federal prison. Cassie suited up with her lawyers and went at Diddy for a lawsuit. Diddy settled that lawsuit. It's been some silver suits that's been in court that Diddy was found, not guilty of, not legit. A lot of silver cases were dropped. Okay? All the big companies that he was dealing with, getting millions of dollars with, stopped dealing with him, cut him off, cut him straight off, right? So with all that being said, and then the only thing that he got away with, which he didn't get away with, will be answered on his day of judgment. And that's in front of the good Lord, whatever your release may be. But I feel like the man is paying his debt back to society. But you got weirdos like this, man. That's dealing with child pornography, ignorance that's going on in communities. But because he ain't dark skinned with curly hair, I guess it's cool. I guess we don't want to talk about that news. But we'll talk about everything else. Not on this channel. I do interviews. I cover hip hop. Hip hop is my shit. That's why I'm talking about guys is in the hip hop field. But also, I got a part of my podcast, a part of my live podcast, and when I'm live, that I do news flashes. So I play all that shit. You know what I mean? It don't matter who getting knocked off. You're doing something wrong, you're getting played. You know what I mean? And that's the father of Rachel Moore's oldest child arrested on child pornography. You know what I mean? That's what he is. That's what it is. Let's see what else going on. You know what I mean? New reports raising BG&E concern. This is important. Like, I like to do a news flash of reality. I don't always like to just give. So I should call raw dope. It's raw and uncut. It's reality that's uncut. We're speaking about what's going on. What's a real thing is how BG&E getting over on this in the ghettos and everybody around the world. BG&E high as fuck. Now talk about it, because you know what I mean, we don't got puffy billions, we don't got 50 billion, but B&G high as fuck.
Leading to those higher prices, and city leaders want the Public Service Commission to step up and stop it. But BGE says the report is flawed and says older pipes have got to go in order to keep residents safe, which is why they say they're replacing the riskiest 12% of them.
Good morning, afternoon.
Gathering outside Baltimore City Hall.
We're here today to release fast-tracked and flawed.
Standing alongside city council leaders, Emily Scar with PIRG, an advocacy organization, says a new report points to problems with BGE's spending on gas infrastructure.
The analysis finds that BG&E is not adequately prioritizing safety when selecting projects for its multi-billion-dollar gas pipeline replacement program.
Through BGE's Operation Pipeline project, they've identified numerous pipes that need to be replaced, like old cast iron pipes that officials with BGE say are crumbling and leaking. They say doing so helps maintain a safe and reliable system.
Instead, they're focused on upgrading their entire system, pipe by pipe.
But the report argues that instead of focusing on risk reduction, BGE is focusing on replacing different kinds of pipes, driving up costs for customers and profits for BGE.
This winter, an average BGE customer will pay more than twice, over $80 more than what gas customers are paying just 30 miles south on I-95.
David Lapp with the Office of the People's Counsel says residents could be on the hook for more than $19 billion spread out over time, which could drive rates up even more. But on the other side,
that's abject nonsense.
Nick Alexopoulos, the spokesperson for BGE, says they've been replacing aging cast iron pipes as well as other critical pipes causing concern.
We have focused on replacing the riskiest infrastructure for decades. In 2025, 85% of our planned Operation Pipeline work was abandoning cast iron main. That number was conveniently left out of the report they issued today.
He says future costs are forecasted and says their plans have to be approved by the Public Service Commission.
From a transparency standpoint,
BG&E, bad infrastructure, pipes being fucked up, and we just gotta go to solar. If you're a homeowner, get the solar panel, bro. It'll save you in the long run. Trump announces vehicle mileage plan. 1 dead, 1 injured after shooting at MGM Casino. That's not good. Like, fuck, you can't even go in the casino and lose your money, but that's not good to shooting at the casino. That's what I'm saying. We going through real shit. It's the holiday time and somebody lost their people. Like, come on, man. Hey, hold up. There you go. He's ready to tell you right now, y'all.
George Nader.
Good afternoon. What information that we have is preliminary and subject to change. And I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions that we're not going to be able to answer because it's an ongoing investigation and it's very active. And we know you have information that you've heard over our radios, but what we're asking is that you keep that to yourselves right now out of respect for the victim's family, but also out of the integrity for the investigation. So with that, I'll go ahead and start. I'm Chief George Nader with the Prince George's County Police Department. Shortly before 12 noon, we got a call for a shooting at the MGM Casino and Resort in the food court. As officers responded, they located 1 victim in the food court. That victim is deceased. That victim is an adult male, we believe in the 20s.
National Harbor?
We do know that this was a targeted shooting based on our investigation at this point. It wasn't random, and this person did not happen upon this person. It appeared that they were looking for this person, chased them down, and the shooting occurred right there in the food court. We have no other people that are reported being injured. Right now, the only portion of the MGM that is affected is the food court. The rest of the MGM is open and active. We have not had crimes like this at the National Harbor, and crime in MGM and National Harbor is down approximately 32% for violent crime this year. So it's rare that instances like this occur. We're confident that we'll close this case. And with that, I'll take one or two questions, but there's not really a lot more information that I can give you. We're searching for a suspect that we have on video. We're not giving that out right just yet, but if we have problems locating them, then we'll give that information.
From the garage, or like how far back?
No, the victim was in the food court. The suspect came into the food court and seemed like he knew where the victim was, and then went that way. We did, out of precautionary measure, lock down some of the local schools just till we got a handle on that the gunman was not on foot in the community, which he is not. So there's no active threat to the community, but we are actively searching for the suspect. Chief, what did you see on the cameras? What was this? Was there an exchange of anything at all? So I did not actually watch the cameras, but from what I was told, there was no exchange. The victim was ordering food. The suspect appeared and immediately began shooting at the victim.
Had they been there a while, though? Or was he driven away?
We're still looking at video, but we do believe he fled the scene in the car.
Did the victim also have a weapon?
We're still determining that.
Had they been there a while, though, or were they just kind of new arrivals?
Well, I don't know how long the victim was there. We do know the suspect was in the parking lot area for a few minutes prior to going into the food court.
There's nothing new under the sun, bro. Damn. Yo, listen, y'all. Me and my girl, bro, that's our favorite spot. We don't play the casino. I'm not even gonna lie. I think me and Babe probably won the casino like twice. We don't really play the casino because gambling just not my fucking thing sometimes. Here and there, man, I probably want to gamble maybe once or twice a year. Casino, I used to have a real bad casino habit. I do not spend my time in that fucking casino. But we go down National Harbor, and if you ain't from Maryland and you ever come and you get down here, yeah, you want to go shoot down the National Harbor. Great restaurants, great bars, delicious food, beautiful environment, man. It's wonderful. It's one of the nicest things that they build in Maryland. Maryland got a lot of beautiful hidden gems, but out in Prince George's County, right there on that Virginia, DC line, like right in that area, bro, that shit is really, really nice, bro. Really, really cool. Really, really nice. I fucks with National Harbor. I'm hurt about that. You know, big. But I want to tell you this. If he's caught, right? Let me tell you something. He's caught, right? You ain't getting in the casino with a shiesty on. You're not. I don't think they, you come in them doors, you go up the steps to full court, you go up the elevator. I don't think you're getting in there with a shiesty. Like, you're going to have to walk past too many security guards. They're going to ask you to take it off. So, that's some balls. Now, the full court in MGM Grand is not too far from getting out there. I mean, it's really right there. You can really, that's like, the full court is like really positioned on going out and coming in. Like, the full court is not hard to get to. You know what I'm saying? But if you did that bad face, we just watch. We don't know what culture it was yet. We don't know if it's black man, white man. We don't know because they're not putting a suspect out there. But if it was a suspect, right? And how did they find out who he was? Told you that enemy of state shit. You gotta watch out for that. But he did that bad face, and they come looking for him. A murder in MGM Grand. Bad. His family never see him again. I'm being real with you. His family never see him again. What else?
Welcome back on your corner in Baltimore.
Profit receipts, billions dispute, dog.
First, financial concerns at the state and local.
Firefighter recruit allegedly sent threatening text. Wow. Police have confirmed arrest of juveniles. This is Baltimore news. Let me get into some world news. It's depressing, bro. Like, it's depressing. Man arrested in connection with pipe bomb placed.
Reaction, given the fact that you're literally
FBI probes home January 6th pipe bomb. Oh, man. Let's see about this. Let's see about that. You know, on my show, at the end of every show or getting close to the end, I like to do what you call a news flash and just play the news, world news from everywhere. Because shit be going on, man. Like, it be going on. California, that Stockton shooting and what's been going on Figaro is different. How much longer until end of days? Seems very targeted. Only one person killed. Yeah, one person. Yeah, bro. He going to prison. That's one thing I'm saying. Like, all jokes aside, like, I grew up in the streets. But whatever that person did or whatever amount of money that was on that person, that had to be really personal to really sit there and run up in that food court in MGM Grand. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, that's some serious shit. And you know how they say, you know, when you get a house, like me and my girl, we seen some houses when we were shopping around for cribs and shit. And we seen some spots and we used to be looking at each other. Well, a motherfucker come out here and then it's just, they just been looking for you. That's like, if you go in MGM Grand in the food court with all those cameras and all those people. And another thing, that's going to be a problem in MGM Grand. That's going to be service. That security getting bumped up, bro. That's a targeted area because that door right there to get out. You know what I mean?
Federal authorities have arrested a Virginia man. This is in connection with the placement of 2 pipe bombs outside the headquarters of the Republican and Democratic National Committees the night before January 6th of 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Now, this is according to sources familiar with the matter. They're telling ABC News that we are staying on top of this. So stay with us as we try to learn some more details about this breaking story.
On January 5th, 2021, between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m., an unidentified individual placed pipe bombs near the offices of the Democratic National Committee and the Republican National Committee in Washington, D.C. The FBI and our partners are renewing our call for tips from the public to help us identify the suspect. The FBI's estimate is the suspect's height is approximately 5'7" tall. The suspect wore a face mask, a gray hooded sweatshirt, and black gloves. They used a backpack to transport each of the devices. They were wearing distinctive Nike Air Max Speed Turf shoes, which are black and gray with the yellow Nike logo. Fewer than 25,000 of these shoes were sold between August 2018 and January 2021. The first time the suspect is seen is at approximately 7:34 p.m. at the intersection of 1st Street and North Carolina Avenue Southeast. The person walks southwest on North Carolina Avenue, turns north on New Jersey Avenue, west on D Street, and then south on South Capitol Street. This footage of the suspect on South Capitol Street shows the person setting down their backpack, which is believed to contain one of the bombs at this time. The suspect appears to put on a pair of glasses and scan the area, standing on tiptoes. Before picking up the backpack, turning around, and heading back the way they came on South Capitol Street.
That's how cameras be.
After reaching the corner of D Street, the suspect turns around again, and this time walks south all the way down South Capitol Street to a bench outside the Democratic National Committee headquarters building. Here we see the suspects sit on the bench for a few minutes. They do not place the bomb at this time.
That boy, that boy gonna get life. These motherfuckers committing crimes, they know they gonna get an elbow for. They got him on every news, but he masked up, and he's definitely probably a foreigner. He's definitely of a light melon. You know, I can't say certain things, but he's of a light melon, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He's really, really light.
Well, across Virginia, many will see their...
Now they talking about the snows, big snow blizzards everywhere, man. They said it's snowing everywhere, but it hadn't snowed in Colorado. I thought that was weird as fuck. My bad, y'all, but I thought it was weird as fuck. Trump targets a minor community over 1 billion Minnesota governor. Like, it's just so much stuff going on. It's boring. Okay, it's a former doctor sentenced in Matthew Perry Catement case. Here we go.
Perry's family came face to face with a doctor who prescribed him with ketamine before his fatal overdose. On Wednesday, that doctor was sentenced to 2.5 years. NBC's Camila Bernal was in the courtroom.
In court today, prosecutors called former Dr. Salvador Plasencia a drug dealer in a white coat. Then a judge sentenced him to 2.5 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to illegally selling beloved Friends star Matthew Perry large amounts of ketamine in the weeks leading up to his overdose. Perry's mother today addressed Plasencia, saying he failed to keep the oath he took as a doctor. She also asked him to look at her as a mother. "It's a bad thing you did," she said. He looked at her and nodded. Plasencia also spoke today, acknowledging he failed Mr. Perry, failed his family, failed the community, eventually turning around to look at Perry's family, saying, "I'm just so sorry." During sentencing, the judge pointed to previously released text messages between Plasencia and another doctor. "I wonder how much this moron will pay," he wrote, "and let's find out." In a letter to the court, Perry's mom and stepfather, Dateline's Keith Morrison, slammed greedy jackals who took advantage of the actor, calling the doctor the most culpable of all. Perry spoke openly about his addiction, and his family discussed it with NBC News last year.
I have found a huge amount of meaning in thinking about the fact that this isn't our tragedy. This happens to people every day.
And there are 4 others charged in this case that have also accepted plea deals. That includes another doctor and the so-called ketamine queen. They'll all be sentenced in the coming months.
Where a potentially violent attack on a college thwarted after police say that they confronted a man and found rounds of ammunition in his car and detailed plans for an attack in his home. NBC's Sam Brock has more on the police work that appears to have saved lives.
Police in Delaware may have prevented catastrophe after finding this University of Delaware student, Lukman Khan, inside his truck in a park after hours last week. Officers patrolling the area initiated a traffic stop. Khan was uncooperative and armed, they say, with a loaded Glock handgun, more than 100 rounds of ammunition, and an armored ballistic plate, as well as a notebook that, according to the federal complaint, states his desire to be a, quote, martyrer, naming a member of the University of Delaware Police Department as a target. "Battle efficiency, kill all, martyrdom, all combatants," he wrote.
The fact that martyrdom was invoked, does that add another chilling dimension to the story?
I'll tell you, as you peel back every layer of this, it gets more and more chilling. What I truly believe is a cold individual with no regret for human life.
The FBI says Khan is a naturalized American citizen from Pakistan, with Newcastle police telling NBC News he traveled back and forth recently. His notebook also contained a drawing of a University of Delaware building with entry and exit points, prompting the FBI to search Khan's home, where they say they uncovered more weaponry and a device that converts handguns to machine guns, stunning neighbors.
It scared the bejeebies out of me.
The 25-year-old, now facing state and federal charges, he has not yet entered a plea, as the Wilmington community is grateful.
This is the type of work that law enforcement across the country does every day.
Sam Brock, NBC News.
Yeah, he done. Boy's done. Here we go. That's my mind right there. So that was that big NBC anchor son. He did that shit. They disowned him, bro. He gave the boy the drugs, man. But he only got 30 months. And this is how fucked up it is. If you from the ghetto and you get an overdose death, bro, you might get 20 years in prison. He got 2.5 years. He's a licensed doctor. And like I said, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, from my former criminal standpoint, man, the man did that. You know, he ain't never had no shit to wash him up. But yo, we get washed up for everything. Like, bro, you get administering people. You a doctor. You took an oath. You went to school. You a professional. You know what this shit do, and you giving it to people at a high quantity, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You should get charged like the rest of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? You should get charged like the rest of us. You know what I mean? So, okay. You know what I mean? Man, it's all types of shit on this news. Shit, boy, you put the news on, I don't even know what to click on. Well, I mean, God damn, bro. Like, I just want to click on stuff that makes sense. Like, I got the raw stuff up there, bro. Bro, what is going on? What is going on? Oh, Diddy just breaking news. Diddy just sued Netflix. And let me type this in. Diddy sues Netflix. They say for $300 million. Told you, dude, he was gonna fight back. That shit gonna get ugly. Shit gonna get ugly because at the end of the day, y'all beating on it. Y'all beating on that man, bro. Like, that shit ain't right. Netflix put that out, and you know what I mean? Let me put this in it. Sues Netflix. Sues Netflix. I should have typed it on the computer. He better, I would choose the motherfucking sue they ass too. They said he stole the video. That's what people say. They say he stole the video right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That ain't up yet. Let me look this up on the computer real quick. Yeah, them doctors doing that, man. Them doctors doing that, bro. And they, and I'm just saying, like, you're a drug dealer and you get caught for overdose death, bro. I think it's like at least 10 years you'll get. It's dude serving time for that. But you adopting, you know what the drugs do. Like, not defending the fact that dudes do it. But I'm defending the fact that a lot of dudes sell these drugs and they come in the community. They don't know the impact of them because they not chemists. But somebody that goes to college for this shit, bro, you know what drugs can do. You know exactly what drugs can do. So, like, you doing it to people, you fucked up. But 2.5 years for him is gonna be hard. And though he not gonna get picked on or nothing like that, he ain't no chobo, so he ain't got to deal with that. You know what I mean? After he probably got the sentence, yeah, they talking about that. He's big news. See, that's what I like to get into. I like to get into that world news, Jack, because I said this to myself a while ago. I don't always want to report bad news and the reckless and the gossiping on the culture. Like, it just ain't me. Like, it just ain't me. Like, if I'm gonna report, I'm gonna report it all. We're gonna have some hip hop talk. We're gonna have some world talk. We're gonna have some personal talks. We just gonna talk about everything. Yo, like that, man. You the first dude to sing that. See that? You paying attention. Peter Griffin up there, man. Wait, I gotta get some new stuff up there. Yeah, boy, Peter Griffin, my man. There's a lot of stuff in here, man. It's Little Baby Museum. Booker T and the MGM. What else is going on that y'all might want to know about? That's all they talking about this doctor, though. Let's get back into him. That's all you're going to talk about. He got 30 months.
2 years after Friends star Matthew Perry died in his hot tub of an overdose, one of his doctors is being sentenced. Perry's loved ones delivering powerful words, saying the doctor should have been aware of the actor's struggle with drugs. Here's Jim Murray.
Matthew Perry's grieving parents are coming out swinging against the doctor who pled guilty to supplying the Friends star with ketamine. Perry's mom, Suzanne, and stepdad, Dateline correspondent Keith Morrison, wrote heartfelt letters made public today accusing Dr. Salvador Plasencia of being among the most culpable of all of the people who supplied drugs to Perry. No one alive and in touch with the world at all could have been unaware of Matthew's struggles. But this doctor conspired to break his most...
Now, see, now I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Now, I got to get down to the nitty gritty. You know, Matthew Perry, you know what I mean, I love Friends, by the way. That's one of my favorite sitcoms. You know, Friends will be in my top 20 sitcoms of all times. Everybody love Friends. I'll be there for you. Yeah, everybody love Friends. Okay. The doctor. Okay, you're educated, you know this. Okay, we live in a dirty world, but it's still spent. We can't do nothing about it but try to live in it. Okay, Matthew Perry, he's on this. Just like if you using Percocets, Xanax. These are the popular drugs: Percocet, Xanax, Adderalls. They're real popular drugs, you know, amongst celebs, amongst people in the streets. So you get a doctor, and the doctor's cool, and you tell doc you need this. You know, this is what I'll be getting mad at people about. Man, we all do shit, bro. Your doctor cool, you've been going to the doctor a while, you tell the doctor I like this, the doctor see, you know what I mean, it's affecting you a little bit. You know, maybe the doctor pulls a step up and say, I ain't gonna do this. Yeah, that's in a perfect fucking world. That's in a perfect world, bro. That's in a perfect world, bro. That's in a perfect world that, shout out to Candy Cane, man. I love you for that. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? In a perfect fucking world, bro. You know, you'll have people, hey, man, I'm not going to give it to you no more. In a perfect world, that's the right thing to do. True indeed. But in the reality that we live in, bro, big celebrity, Friend star, man, he asking for this shit. You giving it to him, man. You telling them take it easy like you telling any of your friends or family. They keep doing it. They overdose off of it. They want to put it on you. You know what I mean? That ain't right. You know what I mean? That ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You know, you call a nigga a drug dealer. Nah, man, I didn't make him do this. And that was always my defense. You know, and I'm gonna say this. Everybody that when you use drugs, you know, it's two type of people that use drugs. It's nothing else, it's no other reason. You feel what I'm saying? No, I'm gonna give it to three type of people. It's only three type of drug users. It's trauma drug users, right? It's party drug users, and it's curious drug users. That's on every level, from alcohol to tobacco to hard drugs, right? To marijuana to the hardest of drugs, right? With that being said, 55% of people get on drugs for just partying and forgetting to leave the party. Partying becomes addiction. People get hooked on drugs through trauma, meaning depression. You know, you got women that been baked before. You know what I mean? They turn to drugs. Women that been abused before, they turn to drugs. You know what I mean? Dudes that just had a bad rough coming up, you know, they turn to drugs, you know, just to wipe the pain off. Then you got curious people, you know what I mean? Man, they try this and that out and it ain't their thing. You know what I'm saying? They tried it out. They could talk about it. You know what I mean? But the most popular addiction is people that's using it for recreational use that start using it more than they should use it. And that's the truth, bro. They start partying now. They start as a what they call it, a social drug user. And then the social drug user become a habit. And then the curious all and then you start feeling all three of them. Then the curious, you start being curious about different drugs. Then you do that. Now you depressed without the drugs. You know what I'm saying? So all this shit, just them three ways all start going coexisting to it. With that being said, bro, we from the ghetto say, man, you's a Friend star, multi-millionaire, your stepfather rich, your family rich, you couldn't be going through no financial crisis. A lot of people get hooked on drugs, like I said, trauma addiction, because they fucked up on money and they just go to this for scapegoat. You know, being curious leads to habits, all of the above that I said. But we can't always just jump the gun on the person they got it from, bro. because you're getting it from this person because you just like to do it. Like when do people say, man, he was going through stuff, he started partying with the shit, bro. He fell victim to the drugs, bro. That's really what happened to bro. Bro was getting high. We was all getting high, man. I left that shit alone. Then bro just kept doing it because he lost his wife, he lost his job, money started being fucked up, he started being depressed, he started getting curious, he started dipping the dab, he got overwhelmed with the pills. It took his life. That's the real story. When do people just step up and say that's the real story? He made a decision that took his life. Like when we step out and go out there and hustle, we make a decision that could get us locked up or killed. They just the facts of life. They just the way things go. That's it. You know what I mean? That's a fact. They are facts, bro. Yeah. Doctors are Yo, bro. All right. Doctors. I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're a doctor and you got 200 patients, how much do you actually care when you get a commission? You ever get phone calls from people that sell shit and that product is not that good, they get a commission? Sometimes people get wrapped in the money, fish. Sometimes people get wrapped in the money. And in greed, you have to hold greedy people accountable. But also, hey, if he wanted, he gonna get it. Greedy people greedy people and normal people, like they gonna get it some way. Might as well get it from me. I'm not doing nothing illegal. It's an over-counter drug. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes a patient. I went to the doctor. They told me I had high cholesterol, and he went to write me a script. And I asked him what was the natural way. That man ain't like me ever since, and I ain't been back to him. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. I ain't been back to him, man. I asked him the natural way. He getting mad. Like, man, I'm not about to be taking your pills. I seen that Netflix series, and that was a good Netflix series. It was a movie about how the big corporation, turn people on the pills. Like, it was about the Percocet epidemic. But not to get off topic, man, that man, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, people pick their poison. So I would say, man, I got hooked on this man, and I couldn't take it. You know what I mean? You running back to the doctor that was prescribing you the drug and won't stop giving it to you, bro. And then you mad at the doctor because the doctor don't have a sense of humor or don't have a sense of feeling for you. You are a patient. You are a part of the business. I'm here to save your life and to cure you and give you what you need that I think that you need. You have the option to say no, and you also have the option to change a doctor. You know what I mean? You have the option to change a doctor. You get what I'm saying, bro? People go to them doctors that do what they ask them to do and give them what they want, bro. For real, bro. And then people like this get caught up in a situation and mess it up for people who really want it, who really want to take their last nap. It's sorry to say and it sounds harsh to say, but it's people that really want to take their last nap. Can't be mad at that. Let's go.
Through the night to meet his victim in secret. For what? A few $1,000s so he could feed on the vulnerability of our son. The letters come on Judgment Day for Dr. Placentia, who had pled guilty to 4 counts of distributing 20 vials of ketamine for $55,000. He's the doctor who once called Perry a moron for his unquenchable hunger for ketamine. Matthew Perry was found dead in his hot tub in October 2023. He became addicted to ketamine, which he used to treat depression. In federal court in L.A., Dr. Placentia, who Perry's parents also called a jackal, was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. Before the judge sentenced Dr. Placentia, the physician rose and spoke directly to Matthew Perry's mother and siblings, saying, "I failed Matthew Perry. I failed his family. I failed myself. I have to accept responsibility. I am sorry." Dr. Placentia's mom was in tears leaving the courthouse.
30 months does sound a little bit low. It could have been 40 years.
Legal expert Royal Oaks.
The key for the prosecution was they didn't have the proof that the drugs that this doctor gave to Matthew Perry actually were the drugs that killed him.
Perry's doctor lost his medical license after he was convicted of distributing ketamine.
I mean, that's what happened. See, that's what I'm saying. Now, listen, right? Or the trending news, y'all, is no Diddy, is no 50 Cent, is no Netflix. Even though it's trending hard, but on the real big news, this is what they're talking about. This doctor, which is a foreigner, gave one of America's favorite shows. Like, Friends have to be in America top 20 shows ever. You know, that show made tons of money and had great seasons. I mean, I think Friends had like 10 seasons or more. You know what I mean, how many seasons did this? Let's see. How many seasons did Friends have? I hit it right over the money. See, I'm a genius at this shit, bro. You know what I mean? I am a true orthodox journalism. 10 seasons. So I had 10 seasons, and I'm quite sure that money, you know what I mean? And listen, I want to say, how much did the TV show Friends gross in 10 years? If somebody in the chat could tell me what the TV series Friends made in 10 years, I'm gonna give away a free t-shirt. I'm gonna make you a hard ass raw dope one of a kind t-shirt, and I'm gonna pay for the shipping and delivery to your front door. If y'all people right now, peeps, just pop numbers in there. How much? No, I ain't gonna do that because all y'all got the goddamn. You can't even ask y'all the question because y'all gonna Google it. I lost the shirt. Nigga said at least 20 billion, a half a billion. It was some good guesses, bro. 20 billion is crazy work. You know what I mean? A half a billion, that's good. Google says 1.4 billion. $1.4 billion that Friends made. Friends, 10 years on air, they made 1.4 billion. How much money did Matthew Perry make with Friends? Yeah, that boy was great. So, Matthew Perry earnings from Friends was substantial, with an estimated 90 million from shows originally ran and ongoing 20 million in annual royalties from syndicated and streaming deals before his death. He also received a $2.5 million payday for the Friends reunion. You know what I mean? God almighty. So season 1, approximately 540,000 for the first season, which was 22,500 per episode. Peak season. Matthew Perry and others main cast members earned 1 million per episode during the show's most popular years. The total from shows is an estimated earn of 90 million over the course of the show's 10 seasons, accounting for rising throughout the series. Annual royalties reportedly made about 20 million a year in syndicated and streaming reduction in years of landing up to his death. Friends reunion, each cast member received a 2.5 million payment for the reunion special. That was a big show. He was rich as fuck. You know what I mean? He was rich as fuck. And you know how they say in the urban communities, the trailer parks, the Spanish communities, just the disadvantaged minority communities, people would be like, if I had the ways and means to get money, or if I had the ways and means to do better, then I do better, I get off this shit. And then rich people just go through depression. That's why I told you it's only 3 ways to addiction. Is being curious, is recreational, and is trauma drugging. Trauma drugging meaning you depressed, something happened to you, you've been assaulted before, the military, you know what I mean, trauma, you know what I mean, drama, yeah, that's the only 3 ways you get on it, bro. So that's what they said. He was depressed, and then I guess like having so much money and being like the rich people get depressed because they got so much money and they so blocked out from the really the average things that make you happy. Like just going to the park, smoking a blunt, riding around in your nice car, dropping the top, hanging with friends, getting wasted, and just being normal. When you that big and you live in these big areas, because when you as rich as him, $90 million in 10 years is a lot of fucking money. And then after the show went off, You rake it like $20 million a year royalties. Like, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. Like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? But like, I don't judge people. You know what I mean? I don't look down at people. I look up at people, and it's like, we don't know what bro went through. We don't know what Matt went through. Matt was going through a lot. That's what it is. You know, some hard critics that say, man, he fucking crazy, bro. But you know, you know, who are we to judge? Only God can judge. But man, shit, me, I'd have got me some help, bro. Like, running to the doctors ain't gonna help it, bro. Like, maybe getting an apartment, a big nice house you got, maybe getting an apartment in the inner city. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, step it outside, man, with maybe one good security guard and really driving around, man. Go get some cloudy donuts or something, hitting New York. You know what I mean? Being regular, man, going to the ballpark, doing different shit, man, mingling with people. You rich as fuck. So just because you rich as fuck doesn't mean like you got to spend your time around the rich and famous. And I'm not telling you to go in the hood and sit on a basketball court and get shot. Hell no. I'm just saying that when you rich and you successful, it's so many places on earth, just on earth, where you can just go find a peace of mind once you not working. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if you're going through depression, you got money where you can just be like, hey, listen, I'm not doing shit for the next 6 months, man. I'm ready to get me a cabin in the woods, man. And you know what I mean? Get some shit off my mind. And or you might need therapy. Me, I'm not a big recommendation person on therapy, but you know what I mean? I believe that therapy works. I believe that therapy helps, and I believe that certain individuals need therapy. I believe like some people go in therapy bullshitting, and some people really need it. In Matthew's case, I think he really needed therapy, but instead the drugs was just therapy, and it cost him his life, unfortunately. And they said the reason why that doctor didn't get a lot of time in jail is because they couldn't prove if that was the drugs that he distributed to him killed him. So he shouldn't have went to jail, but he went to jail because Matthew is who he is, and is a foreigner, and is a minority, and that's what it is. That's the case of it. Matthew was depressed, and he chose to use a substance to help him fight that, and this is what happens. I got to keep it real with you. This is what happens. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button. All right, what we talking about? That's how they talking about that boy Matthew. I promise you it is, bro. Go to the news vlogs. Oh, I'm on some sports shit. Everybody want Mike Tomlin to be fired from Pittsburgh, man. I'm kind of hurt about that. If he is fired, I get it, but I think he knows he's gonna be fired. They're gonna have to reboot, and then who the hell won't be in there? And it's gonna be like, you know what I mean? Okay, so it's a pipe bomber that they were looking for from the January. They arrested it. Special. Let's say about it. It's a special report right now. So it's a pipe bomber from January 2021, and he went to the Republican and Democrat house and tried to set up a pipe bomb. He had a mask on, but somehow, some way, the great technology in the United, I guess, across the world, they hunted his ass down after 4 years. He has been charged, and he's in custody right now, and there's a big report on that. Also, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get 80 likes. It'll push this into the algorithm, and I could get a lot of people on my peak. And please, man, please, y'all been rocking with me since I started. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel. Just subscribe to the channel, bro. Just subscribe. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Thought on Michael Jordan talking shit about the current generation wanting to play. What about Prince, his doctor, got no charge for sure. Therapy might work also. Eating healthy can be therapy and mind changing. I heard that. That's a fact though. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment.
Breaking news right now out of Washington, where Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel are holding a news conference. It comes after the FBI arrested a suspect in connection to the pipe bombs planted near the RNC and DNC headquarters on January 6, 2021. Let's listen in.
This investigation is ongoing. As we speak, search warrants are being executed, and there could be more charges to come. I'm going to let our U.S. Attorney discuss that shortly. This was the work of multiple agencies working together. This morning's operation was carried out safely and successfully. We know that there are so many issues when you're issuing search warrants. Dangerous things can happen, and this was carried out safely and securely thanks to all of the people standing around me. They have worked tirelessly on this. Today's arrest happened because the Trump administration has made this case a priority. The total lack of movement on this case in our nation's capital undermined the public trust of our enforcement agencies. This cold case languished for 4 years until Director Patel and Deputy Director Bongino came to the FBI. The FBI, along with U.S. Attorney Pirro and all of our prosecutors, have worked tirelessly for months, sifting through evidence that had been sitting at the FBI with the Biden administration for 4 long years.
Hit that notification button.
Let me be clear. There was no new tip. There was no new witness. Just good, diligent police work and prosecutorial work, working as a team along with ATF, Capitol Police, Metropolitan Police Department, and of course, the FBI. We are working every day to restore the public's trust. We hope that today is a significant step towards that progress. We'll share more information when we can and when it unfolds. I cannot stress enough how hard Director Patel and Deputy Director Bongino have worked for months to make our nation's capital safer and to make our country safer. I'd like to introduce now Director Patel.
Thank you, General. When you attack American citizens, when you attack our institutions of legislation, when you attack our nation's capital, you attack the very being of our way of life. And this FBI and this Department of Justice stand here to tell you that we will always refute it and combat it. We will provide the safest country the nation has ever seen under President Trump's leadership here. And that's what we did here today with great resolve on a case of massive public importance, as it should be. An individual who is now alleged to have placed multiple explosive devices to blow up multiple people and multiple officials, innocent civilians, is now arrested thanks to the brave men and women of the FBI and the interagency. I want to take a moment to thank the Metropolitan Police Department, the United States Capitol Police, our brave prosecutors, the Department of Justice, and our leader, Attorney General Pam Bondi, and U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, whose relentless work on this case made this possible. As the Attorney General said, we did not discover any new information. What we did, an investigation spearheaded by the Deputy Director and the ADIC of our Washington field office, brought in a new team of investigators and experts, re-examined every piece of evidence, sifted through all the data, something that the prior administration refused and failed to do. As a result of that, we generated numerous investigative leads, executed multiple legal process with our U.S. attorney partners, and came to this conclusion today. And that is why we were able to safely secure this individual into custody. Remember, we are dealing with an individual who is alleged to have made bombs. We cannot do this sort of takedown in haste because it endangers the lives of law enforcement. And this FBI will never allow the lives of law enforcement and our prosecutors to be put in jeopardy. This execution was flawless in terms of teamwork, resilience, and just a good old-fashioned way of police getting the job done. When you let good cops be cops, this is what happens. I'm eternally grateful to the team behind me, to the leadership at the FBI who made this possible. But I do want to highlight, when I introduced the deputy, he made this case and so many others, including Summer Heat, his priority to come in here and solve it for the American people. And today, I'm proud to stand here before you and say, we solved it. He will have his day in court. The American public and the world will learn even more information through the legal process. as we have committed under this Attorney General. We are the most transparent law enforcement operation in U.S. history, but we are also going to make sure accountability is delivered to its fullest extent. And that happens in the courts of law with our U.S. attorneys and our prosecutors.
Jesus.
So we will divulge information when it is prudent and constitutionally permissible, while upholding the safeguards of this case to make sure that the people that this individual intended to victim.
The 2021 DC pipe bomb suspect Brian Cole Jr. charged with use of explosive devices. They said that the former president and administration did not pursue this at the January 6th incident. And once they got to them and the new administration came in there, they put some detectives on there and some agents. They hunted them down. They bringing them in for prosecution. More charges will be erupt, and that's what he's explaining now. And the whole, if you just tapping in, man, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. But if you just tapping in, I covered, how I felt about the 50 Cent and Diddy situation. I felt like 50 did some fucked up shit, and I spent hours explaining that. So now this is the part of the podcast where I'm doing news flashes, but I cover hip hop, R&B, entertainment, comedy, whatever's going on with the urban community and entertainment. That's what I like to cover. Hip hop is my cup of tea. But also at the end of every show, I like to do a news flash, so I will never have my audience ignorant to what's going on, and they wouldn't think that I'm just an ignorant content creator and I don't really care about the world and all I want to talk about is music and hip hop gospel. Nah, man, I cover the courtroom, man. I cover good albums. I cover bad albums, man. I just like to just cover good stories. I just like to create good content. I like to call my content unorthodox. It's unorthodox because it's not scripted, bro. I just like to deliver good content. So we not bashing nobody, not throwing nobody under the bus. I got my own opinion, Doug. That's it. My content is raw dope. It stands for the rawest and dopest interviews on the planet. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything I say or anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. That's why I watch my mouth on the internet. That's why I don't get in these dudes' business and go do super research. When you talk hip hop, literally hip hop, I grew up. My daddy was a DJ, my family, music, period. Music was always around me, from the gospel to the choir to the turntables to the microphone. You know what I'm saying? I used to rap myself. If you want to check out my music, Google HAMM 5000, Ham 5000. Just Google it. My music will pop up. Haven't made music a while. Stopped making music in my 30s, mid 30s, late 30s. And I'm just creating content, working hard, bro. You know what I mean? Trying to open up a tag and title. You know what I mean? I got my dealer's license. I buy and sell used cars. You know what I'm saying? I do my thing, man. I'm a content creator and I'm trying to start getting the bag off of this. So do me a favor, man. If you've been tapped in with me for a minute, man, subscribe to my channel, please. That's what I do. You ain't gotta donate. You know what I mean? That's maybe episode 1000. But you ain't gotta donate, but subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to my channel and put that notification button on, because it's hard for them to push me into the algorithm. It's hard to get pushed into the algorithm, y'all, and that's all I ask for. You pay Netflix, you pay Hulu, you pay all these people. That's none of my business. You do what you want to do with your money, but that subscribe button is free. I'm not even asking y'all to become a member, man. I'm on my way. Run. I've been on YouTube for the last 7 years, man. I don't know nothing about nothing, man. I just know I've been working for every goddamn subscriber I got, every like, every share, every view I got. Ain't no box on my jacket, but shout out to the bot boys and hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything. Excuse me, X, and tell me how to get them numbers up, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I want to make a bag too. I got family, I got kids, I got nieces, I got nephews, I got people that I help out. You know what I'm saying? And I got, most importantly, myself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody. So support my channel. I'm not up here bashing nobody. I ain't ready to do a whole dance to make y'all happy. I'm just tripping out. I'm just normal. So please, man, subscribe to my channel. Just support, man. Just support. Just support. Support don't cost you nothing, man. We support the wildest shit. But this is a cool channel, and go back and look at my stuff, and I guarantee you, be like, oh, y'all fuck with you. Enough of that. He got caught. He's gone. He's gone. I'm just finding this. Okay, feds want to eliminate penalties for Black Zach. This case got dark. I don't know who Black Zach is. Most dangerous jails in Maryland. This is what gets a lot of views. Man, I'm trying to get some new news. Okay, famous Richard attack, knife taken to PC. Let's hear what he got to say. You know what I mean? Let's hear what he got to say. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leaving a like on O Block in the building. What's good, O Block? Yo, I remember you was talking about the podcast down the hookah on Light Street years ago. Yeah. Actually, when we actually started, me and Cleasy actually started hanging down the hookah lounge on Light Street. I was actually doing a podcast, so I was trying to get people to come out and trying to get away. So the podcast, first podcast I ever dropped was December the 3rd, 2018. So this is my 7th year. I got 7 years in on doing this, working on my 8th year. Man, I'm not no motherfucking stud, bro. And you know what I mean? I ain't even had to cuss nobody out, bro. But go ahead and play with somebody else. I don't need you. I'm not a stud, bro. I'm not a female. So anybody that play with me like that, I'm gonna get do it because I've never seen a stud, female, anybody. And shout out to the LGBT community, but I'm not that, bro. That's not me, bro. And I'm tired of saying it, and it makes me get disrespectful, but I'm not about to. So what I'm about to do is just eliminate you from it, bro. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead, bro. Let's go ahead, bro. And that's it. 81 likes in the building, man. I'm fighting for 100 likes, man. 100 new subscribers, bro. That's what I'm trying to do. Man, thanks, man. Thanks, man. I'm working. I appreciate that new subscriber, man.
We starting off with is Romika Blackman, man. She was shot and killed while dropping her son off at the daycare by her baby daddy and his other baby mama, which is her kid's father and kid's stepmother. And they had beat the charges at first. She did it in front of everybody in broad daylight on the low end on 22nd. And everybody was out there was saying that she was bogus. But you know, Cook County, she ended up beating it. But now they pressed charges and filed the murder charges against her again. So I'm gonna let y'all watch this video, then I'm gonna get back to y'all. Long live Romika.
It doesn't stop there. We just got this update on a fatal shooting that happened back in September in the South Loop. Quadeja Holly Johnson is now charged with first-degree murder in the death of Romika Blackman. Johnson and Blackman share children with the same man, and we do know that man was also at the scene when the shooting happened. Johnson was initially taken into custody, but then released shortly after the shooting.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Long live Romika. It should never happen, man. The baby daddy, he act like he's slow, bro. You done took
Okay, so let me talk about that Romika situation. The Romika situation, she was dropping her son off at the daycare, and her child's father pulled up with his other kid's mother, and it got ugly, and the kid's mother pulled out a gun and killed her in cold blood. They was fighting, and she pulled out a gun, and whatever it was, y'all could go Google it. But you look it up on YouTube, it's everywhere. And he pulled out a gun and killed him. And everybody that I know just said, man, he's a cold-blooded sucker, man. You shouldn't have never had them two women beefing. You shouldn't have never pulled up nowhere with her with a gun, bro, knowing the outcome of that. So, you know what I mean? They let her go. And then they came back and locked her up, bro, and charged her with first-degree murder, which is going to be hard for her to beat, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know, because I guess it was fight. I don't know the laws in that state, but y'all could look it up, man.
To go and kill your other baby mama, bro. Basically, like, that's some lame shit, bro. Like, you could have prevented it, man.
Yeah,
instead, you threw her in the headlock, and then your baby mama had killed her, man. Now she got to go to jail for it. Yep. Hey, long live and condolences to the Blackmans and Romika whole family.
That was what happened with Romika. The baby father and her, I guess, got the tussling or whatever. I don't know, but I know the baby father had in the headlock, and the girlfriend shot her while she was in the headlock, and that was fucked up. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say it was his fault. True shit. No games being played in that. It's his fault. You know, but did he? My question is, did you know? You knew she had a gun, probably a licensed gun, but did you know that she was gonna shoot her? That's probably what the prosecution is wrestling with right now. They're going to charge him because it's definitely like a conspiracy, or I see him getting charged with, you know, that shit after the fact, not with the first degree murder, but charged with first-degree murder after the fact, conspiracy after the fact type shit. But that girl that did what she did, that was premeditated, that was cold. And like I said, I wish death for prison on nobody, but some people put that shit, some people do stuff to put themselves in that position where that ultimate decision has to be made, and that, you know, that wanting to hate somebody so bad because y'all share the same man and y'all have kids, and now y'all kids growing up to hate each other. It's just a sad case. That child lost a mother, that other child lost a mother, and he just sitting there looking stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say. I feel bad for him. I can honestly say, because, bro, how much control did you have? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, bro? She should have never got that gun. And when you seen her with the gun, you should have jumped up. Like, you shouldn't have held that girl down like that. So that's a problem right there. You know what I mean? I don't want to get, you know, I'm not a fucking true crime podcast. So I'm not going to get to giving my scenario and then, you know, if somebody watch it and say, hey, this guy, you know, said this, you guys can use this in court to help. Nah, I ain't getting into my scenario over that. That just was fucked up. And, you know, in a lot of men's eyes, he's a coward. You get what I'm saying? He's a coward. That's some suck ass shit you let happen. That's some bitch ass shit that your baby mother did and killed that woman in cold blood, and she has to face the consequences like a woman. And whatever happened to you in the mix of it, bro, that's just what happened, bro. Because you should have had more control. You shouldn't have never pulled up, regardless of what was going on with you and your other kid's mother was between you and her. She doesn't share a kid with that woman. She doesn't have a kid. That's why I said, yo, men, we got to do better. Women, we got to do better. Your significant other should not be getting into it. Or you a man and you got multiple kids by women, they shouldn't be getting into it. If you feel as though they're going to get into it, it's no communication. There's no reason. If we not being adults, it's no reason to have communication. Yes, I'm from Baltimore. If we not being adults, it's no reason to have communications. You got respectful men and women out here that can have children. Hey, this is my wife. I got 2 kids by her. I got a kid by her, a kid by her. You know, I want y'all to meet each other because the kids got to be around each other. Y'all don't have to be friends. Y'all don't have to have each other phone number. After a kid, me being honest, that once a kid's 5 years old, they can communicate with their siblings. They got themselves with the phone. So it has no reason for the parents to be involved in the way siblings deal with siblings unless it's something inappropriate going on. And you as a man or you as a woman, you should have control over your situation before your new situation. That's just it, bro. You shouldn't play them games, bro. You shouldn't play them games. It could lead to what it leads to. It could lead to death. It could lead to animosity. It could lead to something that it shouldn't lead to. And, you know, that's what it is. My man, subscribe.
Man. Hey, next story we talking about is the 15-year-old, the teen that was going to school, on the way to school in the morning, slipped and slipped under the bus. Why is the bus driver, the bus was stopped, went over and then kept going. I'm gonna let y'all watch this video, then I'm gonna get back to y'all.
The CTA bus not only hit and killed a woman trying to get on the bus at this stop, but then proceeded to keep driving afterwards.
I heard something sound like branching on the glass.
Wayne Foster says he was riding the number 26 bus when he noticed a woman who was knocking on the bus's door at this stop near 70th and South Shore Drive around 8 this morning, trying to get on. He says she slipped underneath the bus, and the driver kept going.
Me and the other passengers told the driver that there was a woman on the ground. He proceeded to say, "Oh," and drove off.
Foster says he got off the bus to try to help.
I know that there's somebody's little girl, there's somebody's child. Somebody's whole world is going to be crushed today.
In a statement from the CTA to ABC7, a spokesperson says, according to preliminary information, CTA received reports of contact between a number 26 bus and a female pedestrian at 69th and South Shore. Chicago police say the woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Foster says he was on his way to work at the time, but the incident was so traumatic, he ended up going home. He says,
yeah, that's crazy too, man. Condolences to the family, man. Rest in peace to baby girl and her family. They should be suing. They should be suing the shit out of CTA, man. On everything. They got a lot of witnesses.
Yeah.
I know money can't replace an individual, but I mean, what else can they get? And they need to sue CTA because they charging high anyway. They be lazy. They be you be late for work, all type of shit. Somebody get on the bus and ain't got no money, they gonna stop the whole bus, bro, for hours until the person get off.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, but bus drivers is nasty. Everybody that know this out here, bro, like everybody that know that yo, bus drivers are nasty, bro. Bus drivers are nasty, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Bus drivers do some fucked up shit. I believe that, bro. Like bus drivers they would do some fucked up shit. It raided, it stole, and you know what I mean. You know, in they defense, yo, that shit a headache, but you got a job to do, bro. If that shit become overwhelming like that, you got to get off of it, bro. Like you just killed somebody, bro. You just hit somebody and rolled over with a fucking bus that's thousands of tons, bro. Like you lost your motherfucking mind, bro. You lost your mind, bro. You lost your mind, bro. But listen, man, I thank everybody for tapping in. Please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. And I'm going to keep it real with you, man. I'm going to tap back in tonight and get back to this 50 cent topic, man. Anything that's right, man. But I thank everybody for tapping in. Candy Cane, thanks for the anniversary donation. I love you. I really appreciate you. And yeah, y'all hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. RDP, aka Raw Dope Podcast, Baltimore City. Let's go.